What up, y'all? I'm back by myself this time. I'm not even used to going live by myself no more. Like this shit feels so weird. This shit is almost as weird as the first time I came on by myself. Period. Anyway, a few things I didn't mention earlier because I was focused. I was focused on King Real and Memorial Day, but the major streaming platforms are showing that you guys aren't listening and definitely not purchasing none of the music. But it's all good because when these next two drop, y'all gonna be buying the shit out this shit. I'm telling you, or bootlegging it. Watch, King Real got some shit. Mixtape Volume 2 and Pay Homage with me. Watch. I promise. Anyway, as far as AC go, I got some bad news about AC. Last time we had some bad news, it turned out it wasn't true. But this time, it's not looking good for the king. I want to send my prayers out to AC. He's a good dude, good friend, always willing to do whatever you ask him to do. And he doesn't ask for much. Just good dude, good conversation, good words of encouragement, very knowledgeable, and I could go on all night and talk about how my experience in being a friend with AC has been over the last couple of years. So shout out to AC. Hopefully he get better. I'm hoping he get better. I don't want to speculate on what it is, and I don't want to tell. I don't really want to put it out there like the condition of his health. Just know that he needs your prayers, and I'm hoping that he pulled through. And at the same time, I want to be respectful toward his family. I know AC got sons and sisters and numerous other family members, so I want to be respectful toward the family as well. I try to get some of the so-called triple OGs to come on and say something good about AC, but I couldn't get any responses except OG Cutes. OG Cutes is crossing the border right now, so I don't know when he'll be able to come on. But yeah, man, just hoping all works out well for AC Bobalouie, the King Bobalouie. So damn prayers going up for the Piru living legend. Now everybody want to hit me. Yeah. Now will be a good time to ask your ancestors for healing, and those that believe in God to pray to God for AC's speedy recovery. And it's crazy because the last time I came on, which was Friday, a couple people had asked me had I talked to AC or how AC was doing. And I hadn't talked to him in 2 weeks. And last time I talked to him, he was doing great spirits, had a lot of great things to say about himself. And, he told me some personal things that was going on. And so it all came as a surprise to me. I don't know anything about COVID at this time. I don't know, and like I said, some of the information I know I'm not even going to speak on because I just feel like I shouldn't. You know what I mean? Just know that he's in the hospital and he needs prayer. Jay Wood, what up, Jay Wood? Definitely Mount Rushmore, right? He has a unique perspective on the origin of the Blood Alliance that nobody I talked to could articulate. Some people may slightly disagree, but even in disagreement, they collaborate much of his story. And of course, a lot of Crips that I spoke to, in fact, every Crip that I spoke to about it, agrees with AC's version. Uh, so even if he's off, he's right there on point. He's right there on point and gives the best explanation. He has the best dates. He can name the incidents. He can name the years. So, I mean, it's hard to beat that. It's just, how can you beat having dates and names? I'm going through articles and court records to validate his dates and names. He's not going through newspaper articles and court records to get this information. This is from his memory. This is from his experience. This is from being the general that he was in his younger days, getting all this information. So, yeah, AC will definitely go on the Mount Rushmore of Pirus and possibly Bloods. Or, so, yeah. AC, one of the biggest historians to come on this platform, even talked about the guy that used to bully Craig Munson. Yeah, that's another thing. AC know a lot about avenues. He know a lot about the avenues on an individual basis and just an overall basis. So that's kind of surprising for me, not necessarily for people that may be watching, but most of Bloods and Crips I talk to, they can't really tell you nothing about the avenues. All they'll really tell you is maybe they'll mention Victor Adams, maybe they'll mention Donnie Boy and Craig Munson, and that's about the extent of it. So just knowing like people like Deadeye Clint and AC Bobalouie can really dig off into it and go back to before the Crips is amazing to me. Lady Little Country, what's going on? AC, King Bobalouie should be on Mount Bloodmore. Mount Bloodmore. Lady Little Country. We'll keep AC lifted in prayer. God heal and touch doctors and any other medical persons who's handling his care. Oh, that's nice of you, Lady Little Country. You put that in some good words. On to another subject that I forgot to speak on earlier is I'm being told, I got a phone call today and a phone call a few weeks ago that right now, in the embryo stages, the neighborhood Bloods, the 20s, and the neighborhood Rolling 60s, Crips and Bloods, are meeting behind the scenes and trying to get a baseball game, and they have major funding behind them by a popular organization in Los Angeles, a sports organization. And so that would be kind of big, and I promise to get the conversation going. So at least you guys will be aware of it, and at least you guys can encourage it. I know there's been a lot of Bloods and Crips coming to the table lately, but this, in the words of some of the people I talked to, is huge. I don't know if Alonzo or Skip Townsend is aware of this. If they are, I don't know if they mentioned it yet. But like I said, I do know I got phone calls a few weeks ago and a phone call today saying that it's looking real good and people really want it to happen. So it won't be a Blood versus Crip game. It's going to be more of a family event where they'll have jumpers out there and little kids, toddlers will be able to attend. Wives, daughters, sisters will be able to attend. And so it won't really be a gang event. It'll be more of a family event. So that'll be something different. That'll be something good for people to come out and see. That'll be good for the kids to remember for the rest of their lives. And money being put behind it is something different. I'm not aware of any money being put behind anything other than the Crip League that the Raymond Crips associated with. So that'd be good. That'd be real good if they pull it off. So, yeah. AC is in the hospital for anybody to join late. And that's about all I could really say. You know what I mean? That's all I'm willing to say at this point. I'll keep you guys updated as I get updates, but I'm not going to dive all the way in right now because I want to respect the family and respect the fact that AC's in the condition that he's in right now. Well, I'm without a co-host. I'm without special guests. And I'm in need of a hardcore, young, unknown blood rapper. I know I got a song from somebody out of Pacoima, Piru. I asked him to come harder. I asked him to give me something harder, something more banging, something representing his hood a lot harder. But he hasn't sent me anything, and I haven't heard from him. And, you know, once again, man, you know, a lot of people think I'm biased toward Crips and think that I only deal with Crips, but I can't take a blood by his hand and make him do an interview or walk him in the studio and make him do a song. So just as long as you guys know that, just know I put it out here several times in public for everybody that's watching and listening and got a friend. I already talked to Munchie B. I already mentioned it to Munchie B. Munchie didn't seem too receptive to that. He was telling me about doing songs with Crips from other gangs. So good looking out, Johnny Coop, for mentioning Munchie B. And so the mixtape is almost finished. I can't promise there'll be a mixtape 3. The only way I'll do a mixtape 3 is if it gets catchy and you guys start hitting me up and you guys got some heat and serious about getting on it. Otherwise, it may stop at mixtape 2. No, I'm not promising this is going to go on forever, but it would be nice. But, you know, like I originally said, this is a chance to get some people known, a chance to get more people to hear your music. And it would be helping me get my reach out more because I believe there's more fan base for music than it is for gang history. or any like street gang content, period. So I thought it'd be a good idea to stamp my name on some music and people start hearing it, see the logo or see the name and be like, oh shit, who's KevMacVideos? Let's check out KevMacVideos. And then they want to get on with a verse or a whole track. You know what I mean? So I threw it out there. I hit up, I talked to several Denver lanes about getting Fig Newton. Nothing's happened. So I hit Fig Newton myself a couple days ago. No response. So I can't say we'll get a Fig Newton. But just know I'm working and I've tried. But I'm not trying to beg nobody. I ain't trying to make nobody do nothing they don't want to do. I've heard of featuring Hop Out, but I haven't had contact with him. Nobody got at me saying he was a homeboy or none of that. So I don't know about featuring Hop Out. So that's that. But I'm working, man. I'm working. I'm networking. I'm talking to a lot of different people. I'm getting some shit done. I talked to Battle Cat yesterday. Talked to some other big names recently. So we'll see. We'll see. You know, big homie, I don't really want to say all that's involved with the mixtape for the simple fact everybody ain't gonna make it on the mixtape. So some of the names that I got may not even be on there. But if you've been following KevMacVideos, you've seen some of the people that was on here lately, and you would know who said they would be on the mixtape. So I can't promise you who will be on it, who won't. I know Fitzgerald, Squeak Roo is on volume on mixtape 1. I know Fitzgerald and Cocaine. I know King Real is on mixtape 2. But the Pay Homage CD that I'm coordinating with King Real is going to be all King Real, unless we get some people that do a feature on there. It's all King Real. It's almost finished. It'll be finished probably Thursday, so that'll be the end of that project. So now you got to start worrying with what we do another project together or not, which I can't say we will, but I'm working. Perlana, good looking out. Mike Marks, good looking out. Let me see what you said. It takes patience with music. Don't rush. Just let everybody sit out tracks, then drop a track. After 2 quarters of the year, it'll play out. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. But another thing I learned is in my life, I can't speak for your life, but in my life, I learned you got to jump on shit while it's hot, because it'll come and go, and you miss it. You miss the whole boat. You miss the train. You miss the bus. So I'd rather just the bus don't go nowhere than, you know what I'm saying, and miss the bus completely. So it is coming how it go, actually, but certain people ain't coming. So I'm not going to just hold a mixtape for 3 months or 4 months because one motherfucker ain't submitting a song or ain't doing his part or keeping his commitment. And I hollered at Snoopy Badass also. Me and Snoopy Badass, we communicate a lot. And I already told him I wanted a verse. He said he'd do it. And then I asked him to come on live. He said he'd do that. He didn't come on live. So if you don't come on live, why do I think you'll do a verse? I mean, that requires more work than coming on live. You got to go to a studio. You got to write or memorize your verse. You know what I mean? You got to book the stuff. So I don't know. But I hollered at Snoopy Badass already. You're in the dark, bro.
I know. I'm driving and it's night. I know. I'm driving and it's nighttime.
Okay. All right.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you good.
Oh, that's good, Kev, because I can hear you good too. But you're not gonna be able to see me until I get to the slave, and then I can post up and I can open my sunroof by the street light.
Okay. All right, bet.
But I can participate if you want me to.
Yeah, man, go ahead, man. What you wanted to say about AC?
Well, you know, I like to think back to Las Padrinas Juvenile Hall back in 1971 and 72. You know, and I was in there, and AC was in there. You know, we were in there. We were in there for gang banging, and so they sent us to. We caught the bus. We call it the Grey Goose, and they sent us over to East Lake Juvenile Hall, which is right in front of a general hospital, which is now UCLA Medical Center. So they sent AC to the big kid unit, ENF, GNH. That's where Big Mouse, James Miller, Pookie, Ballhead Bub from Great. That's where they're all over there. Everybody, Huncho, one of the days was there, I believe, back then. Berta Swan was definitely over there. And so they had a bunch of hogs. They had a bunch of hogs over there. And I was like, they sent me over to, I believe it was M&N, and I was over there with Ricky Silas and Monette and some more brothers. And at this particular time, I'm not going to call a brother by his real name. I'm going to call him by his street name. D the Devil and Aberhorn, they got him up first. So it was members going head up. That was the status quo. Wasn't going to be no jumping on, teaming up on people, because the Crip, we had the big number in there. We outnumbered the rival gangs, 20 to 1 almost, or 10 to 1, depends on what unit you were on. And so we would go head up. So I ended up fighting Kennedy, I think. I believe it was Kennedy I fought. And from another gang. And with the big fight that was coming down was the one between James Miller and AT. They was gonna have the big fight. So every Saturday they would take like 5 or 6 people from each unit and take them to the gym to watch a reel-to-reel movie. So they would show this reel-to-reel movie in the gym. For the most part, we would all get along in there. So, but this particular one, word had already went out that it's going to be a big melee in there, and that it's going to be the fighting of the Titans, the Warlord, which was James Miller, and AC, they're gonna get him up. We done already had our little fights and whatnot down at school, on the yard, in the unit. So now the big kids is about to put it down. So they're gonna let AC and BJ, go head up. Ain't nobody gonna jump in the fight. So the fight was supposed to go down inside of the movie room, the gym. But it didn't go down inside the gym. The fight went down out on the yard. And it took like 20 counselors to break them up. And they was they didn't want to stop. So the counselors was getting tossed around and shit. But they was like fighting like a motherfucker. So everybody ran out.
All right, so Cubes got kicked out. But look, man, I'm getting text messages, I'm getting direct messages, and I'm reading what Mike Marks wrote. You guys got to be more creative. You guys are naming people that are already asked to come on live. These are people that I asked to come on live several times a long time ago. So be more creative. I've asked the Cuzzy Capones to come on live. I've asked all these other people to come on live. If you don't see them, there's something wrong. They're not coming on KM video live streams, obviously. Or, as I was told a few minutes ago, patience. Be patient. Maybe they'll come on in the next quarter, or the next half year, or the next year, or the next decade, or the next lifetime. Patience, patience. You know, I'm good at throwing shit back that y'all throw at me. Patience, patience. Next quarter, patience. You know what I mean? That shit don't work one way. When you tell me about being patient or something else, or attitudes or whatever it is, the same go to you. Same go to you guys. So be willing to understand when I throw back your own line right back at you. Cutes, your shit ain't working, Cutes.
I know, my shit's fucked up.
No, it's fine now. It's fine.
Oh. Yeah, well, what happened is I got on the other freeway. I went from the 805 to the 5, and when I made the switch, the satellite, I guess, stopped working. So I believe I left off when they were on the yard fighting, and the counselors was trying to break them up. Then the counselors ran up in the gym and locked the gym down so everybody wouldn't spill out into the yard from the gym, because most of the people just wanted to watch the fight. That's what everybody wanted to do. They didn't want to interfere with the fight. So it was a good fight. It didn't go as long as it should have went, and it was broken up. Some people say AC won. Some people say James Miller won. I'm not going to give my opinion of who I thought won, because out of respect for both of the men, I'm not going to do that. I don't do that kind of shit. But I put it like this. It was a motherfucking good-ass fight, and no men buckled down. They both was fearless, and they fought hard, and they fought, you know, for a long period of time, considering the circumstances and where they were at. And so they took them both to the hole. They marched them over to the hole and put them in the box and shit. And for the rest of the time that they were there, they weren't able to be around each other. So, you know, they all went to where they were going. You know, they were going to camp. They went to camp. They were going to Tracy. They went to Tracy. BJ and them were some of the first kids that they sent to Tracy. And they were still juveniles. They were like the ones who opened up the unit, you know, to send the juveniles who were fucking up. You know, they said, we can't house these dudes down here. They're too tough. So they were sending them off to Tracy, which is a prison, gladiator school, you know, prison of young people. Folsom was considered an older prison for older people, you know. But, you know, AC, you know, the other time I ran into AC was on the street. And it was in, I ran into him twice on the street. Once I was in a room with him. I caravan out to Hermosa Beach, to a place called the Lighthouse, where they play live jazz. And I had a few scenes rolled up in aluminum foiled up, and I went down there to sell the scenes, me and my buddies. And we had like a 3-car caravan. So we caravan down to Hermosa Beach, and we parked our cars, and we got out, and we bailed up into the Lighthouse, which is like a jazz club. And it sits by the harbor, I guess, by the dock. And we went up in there, and AC was in there. And he didn't see me. And he didn't see us at all. But I was watching him. I was watching everything he was doing. And so I told my homeboys, I said, hey, man, they're going to lead her to Piru's over there. And they said, we're going to get him? I said, no, we're not going to fuck with him. I said he's over there doing grown man shit, cause he was, you know, he was hustling, and I said we here hustling, and I said we're gonna run into a lot of people while we hustling, and we ain't gang banging tonight, we hustling tonight. So everybody said all right, you know. So AC, he didn't know that he was in a room full of Crips. I don't know how many of his homeboys were in there at the time, but it just looked like AC and another dude. And AC was all sharp. He had his sideburns tapered off. He had a big old, looked like a Borsalino hat on, and he had on like this high collared white looking shirt. He was just looking cool like the Mac, you know, like Mouse and them would be looking when they would be going out and shit and took it in. So that was the second time I saw him, on top of being in Juvenile Hall with him. And then the third time I saw him, I was up at the long table, and Bulldog called me into the back room. And he said, "Hey, Cutes, I need you to search some people tonight." And I said, "All right." I said, "Why you want me to search them?" And he says, "Well, so they don't bring no guns inside." And I said, "All right, who's the people that I'm going to be searching, Bulldog?" He said, "You're going to be searching the Pirus. The Pirus are coming up here, and we're going to see if they're going to buy into the peace treaty of 1976. So me, Sugar Bear, a bunch of Crips, you know, and some Bloods were up in there too. They had Snake up in there. I think Paddlefoot was up in there. They had some Brims up in there. Sugar Bear from the Brims was up in there. Chicano from the Magnificent Seven. So we all over here, I believe it was on 46 or 48th and Broadway, right on the corner. That was our building. And it's late. We've been waiting for the Pirus to show up. They were supposed to show up when it was daylight. Now it's pitch black dark. So we hear all of these cars pull up with glass packs and a lot of racket outside. So it's the Pirus. They didn't arrive. They came like maybe 10 cars deep. They caravan. So they weren't supposed to come deep because they was just coming for a meeting, you know, just to discuss some shit about a peace treaty with us and everybody in the city. And so since they came so deep, the first one came to the door was Bartender. So I knew Bartender when I met him, and I searched Bartender first. Then I searched the Puddin'. Then I searched Bobalouie. And then there was some more. I can't remember their names. But I searched all of them real good. And the funny thing is that I'm searching these guys, and I'm the one that got the heat. Because I'm searching them. So they come in, and they all want to go in the back room for the meeting, but they can't go. So Bulldog said only two people could come into the meeting. So we got to arguing about that for a little while. And then I said, "Hey man, ain't no scandalous shit gonna happen, man." I said, "Listen to what Bulldog is saying." So Puddin' and Puddin' and AC went into the room, and they were in there arguing and discussing shit. So Bartender stayed in the front room, and a couple more Pirus, they stayed in the front room with all of us. And Bartender got to talking to us, and he's funny as a motherfucker, but yet he's serious. So he got to telling us shit, cracking jokes and shit, and being serious at the same time. So we were sitting there listening to him, and we were talking with him and shit. Then a couple dudes knew him, so they didn't want to buy into the meeting. At the end of the night, they didn't want to buy in. So when AC and them came out of the room with Bulldog and them, they said they ain't gonna be a part of the Long Table Peace Treaty, you know. And so that was kind of sad because we know what arises out of that. So you know, we were all young and we had hard heads and shit. So I don't know, but then I ended up, you know, a lot of time had went by and shit. A lot of time had went by, and so I ended up going to the county jail in '79, and they put me on the tier with OG Swig, Bobalouie, and Big Belgium, and they put me on the tier with all of these generals, and I was talking shit, and Swig said, "Is that you? Is that you, Cutes?" Like that. And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Is that you, Swig?" Because I know his voice. I mean, he lived around the corner from my auntie. I had a lot of talking with Swig over the years and shit. And so Swig said, "I'm going home, man." He said, "I'm gonna leave you all my shit when I go, man." I said, "All right, Swig, man, thanks, man." I said, "Hey, Swig, be careful out there because one of your homeboys just got killed." And he said, "All right, I heard about it." And I said, "Yeah, man." I said, "That's fucked up, man." I said, "He's a cool brother like that." And he said, "Yeah, I heard about your little brother too." And I said, "Yeah, that was fucked up too, man." I said, "But it's all right, man." So Swig came out of the cell, the door opened up. They called his booking number over the tier. I know his name, you know, Maurice. So when they called that name, he came up out of there and he left me his stuff. So Bobalouie and them, that's like AC and them's Ace Coon Boons and shit. So I had asked them where was AC at and shit. And they told me and I knew he was still on the street because AC had basically quit going to jail after he got out of the youth authority and shit. He basically started taking care of business and shit. He was still banging, but he wasn't. He was more hustling than banging, and that's what everybody was doing. So I ran into Lug, I ran into to Wolf, I ran into all of these. Me and Berta Swan and Raymond Washington. The last time I was with him and Pretty Boy and all of us, we were up at the Funk Festival. And Mouse and all of them, they came down to San Diego to the Jazz Festival. So we had to hold LA down. So we holding LA down because Rick James and the Parliament and all of them is going to be up at the Coliseum. So we know there's going to be some gang shit jumping off down there. So we went down there deep. Little Moo Moo, he brought up the back with the baby Crips, with all of the little young Hoover Crips and all of the man. Everybody was there, man. Everybody who didn't go out of town. Stagger Lee, Mouse, and all the hustlers, they all went out of town in their Cadillacs with their furs on and shit, you know, to come up to Dago where all the players and gangbangers are at. But they all kind of like put shit to the side when they had that big old black festival out here. Everybody was welcome from LA and shit. So we out there in the parking lot, me and Berta Swan, we didn't jack these motherfuckers for their tickets. So I got like 20 tickets. So I'm walking around the parking lot, me, Swan, and another homeboy from Mafia. Well, fact is, his name was Big Mafia. So me, Swan, and Big Mafia from Mafia, we walking around the parking lot. So we run into Lug and them, and Big AC, and I mean Big AC Butler, LC Butler, Big LC Butler. So we run into all these Pirus and shit. So they roll up on us and they said, "Hey, Cutes, what's up, man?" I said, "Oh man," I said, y'all got tickets?" And they said, "No, we ain't got no tickets, man." They said, let's rush the gate. And I said, "No, we don't need to rush the gate." I said, "Because if we rush the gate, then they're gonna be trying to get us the whole time we in there, because there's a bunch of cops in there too." I said, "Check it out, Lug. I got some tickets and shit. Give me $10. Give me $10 a ticket." So I gave all of them dudes tickets. So they all got in, and they said, "Hey man, check it out, man. Is we all gonna get in here? Is it gonna be some shit when we get inside of here?" I said, "Nah, man. It ain't gonna be shit when we get in there. We're gonna go in there and fuck with some broads and shit. We're gonna go in there and get high, and we're gonna go in there and have some fun." So look, said, "You got that? You got my word?" I said, Yeah. We got the word, homie. That's it right there. So that was it. You know, we all, the Pirus, the Crips, all the Crips, we were all in there, man, from all the different sets and shit, with the Pirus, with Brims, and we did like the brothers did in San Diego when Mouse and all them came down here and shit. Everybody just chilled for that one day. It wasn't no shit. Everybody was enjoying the festival and shit, man. But AC, you know, they called me down to LA, Kev Mac, to do some stuff, right? So, and I went down there. So AC, invited me to Piru Park, on Piru Day, and it was only a few years ago that this took place. So I'm in a sea of red in Piru Park. But back in the day, that's how it was. If you was a Crip or you was a Blood, if you was with a reputable and he said, hey, man, this dude is cool, ain't nobody going to fuck with you. Ain't nobody, you don't even got to sweat that shit. That's the way it used to be. And that's the way it still is with some people. That's definitely the way it was when I was at Piru Park. Because all the roosters, all of them was there, dog. All the ones that was out of jail. And they were there with they Rolls Royces and they badass lowriders and shit, all they pretty women with their jewelry on and shit. And I went in there, and Pookie went in there with me. And AC was in there, and shit, I just started interviewing him. I just started interviewing AC, man, asking him a bunch of questions and shit. And AC just stood there. Then some more Pirus had some books they had wrote. I met Red Rum that day in there too. He was cool as a motherfucker. So, that's just how it is, man. AC is just a cool motherfucker, man. And a lot of people didn't know that he lived in my neighborhood, because that's the relationships we got, man. Motherfucker who live in the neighborhood, motherfucker say it's cool, it's cool. It ain't gonna be no scandalous shit. That's how it was, man. So I ain't got nothing but bad respect for him. I've been with him. I've been in the same car with him. And I done been around him where there was heat too. So that's how it is, man. He's a good brother. He's Blood. King Bobalouie, man. King AC, man. You don't know, you better recognize.
Good looking out, Kicks, man. I'm sure he'd appreciate that. We all getting up in age, man, and shit just ain't right, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, fact is, I took him up to Washington. High School, and we pulled up in the Cadillac in front of Washington High School, man. 100%. Well, nothing's 100%, but it was a blue school. Wasn't nobody else, sure no colors there but blue. And I took AC up there years later, man. We went up there years later. Me, AC, and Pookie stood in front of the school, man, and interviewed each other. That was one of the funnest days, man, I had, man. I said, look at us, man. We all, and you know what we did at the end of the night? We went to Louisiana Fried Chicken, and we got us some grub, and we kickstanded over there on Manchester and Normandy, dog, and just chilled right there in the parking lot, and standing outside the car with the door open. Homies is coming by saying hi to us and shit, because they know we over there. And it was just a cool motherfucking night, man. And I'm going to always remember that night, man. Me barefooted, Pookie, and AC chilling in the parking lot in the middle of the motherfucking Crip epicenter. That's how it was, man.
Q's, how you doing, big homie?
What's up, homeboy Loke? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, big homie. I'm cool, man. It's just I'm glad this rain and kind of let up down here. It started pouring down and shit.
Well, I hate to hear that, because it's like almost 100 degrees where I'm at, but it's nighttime. In the day, it was sunny as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
They say tomorrow at the deserts is gonna start kicking up some real heat.
Okay, then y'all finna have a hot one coming this summer, huh?
Oh yeah, they got a heat wave about to jump off, homie. Yeah, they got a heat wave about to jump off. So yeah, man. We just talking about our loved one, man. We just talking about, one of the founders, the founder, talking about him.
Man, respects go out to the your family and all that, man. Hopefully everything turned out good. And, you know, I didn't get the chance to hear much, but I know, you know, he's AC is going through something right now.
He in the hospital, but you know, I was saying he's a good man. You know what I'm saying? A good friend. Lots of words of encouragement. It's just a good dude, man.
That's right.
I have never met someone as brave as him. I mean, this dude ain't scary. He's not. It's not a scary bone in his body, man. Fact of the matter is, through all the gangbanging episodes that I ever seen him participate in, he always had a smile on his face and he was laughing. Now check that out. He always had a big old smile on his face and he was laughing. That's how he rolled. And he was boisterous. He wasn't quiet. That was his disposition. Give me one break, right? Watch this, Kev-Mac. Let me get a large frappe mocha, no whipped cream, no drizzle, because that adds fat to the body.
Large mocha, no whipped cream, no drizzle?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you fine?
I see you at the window.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, so you know, man, I remember we used to go in these places and didn't have to pay for shit. We would get all of this shit free. But it's a different time. It's a different time now, man. We never had to pay for food or none of that shit. Everything was free. Gasoline, all that shit. Here you go. Yeah.
Does anybody know what OG Cuse does for a living?
He told me, and I'm high, so I don't be remembering shit. But
Yeah,
me and Kevin did the same thing. Yeah, well, Kevin and us, we did the same shit. I told Kevin to write a book about this shit.
Bus driver.
Yeah, we did the same shit. Yeah.
How you like doing that, man?
That's some dangerous shit, man, with this coronavirus shit jumping off. Any transportation stuff ain't safe. You know, you there in a vape cloud, dog. You know, that shit ain't cool, man. You know, that's just how it is. But thinking about AC, he had his badass Eldorado, man. He was like the first homie to bust with an Eldorado. So he got the Eldorado. Mouse got the straight Superfly Cadillac with the kit on the back. See, when Superfly busted out in, I think it was like the early 70s, all the homies just started getting perms and shit. All right, man. You're welcome. Hey, yeah, all the homies started, you know, turning their naturals into Lord Jesuses and laying their shit, man, and getting maxi coats. Mine Creek would bust with the maxi. All of us had maxis and shit. I just stuck with the waistlines and shit. But shit, they seeing them, man. Them Pirus would be straight sharp. I don't think there was you know what broke up the peace treaty at the Watts Festival in the early 70s? We had a peace treaty, and the peace treaty, we said we're gonna get in there and we're all gonna get along. Ain't gonna be no fighting. So everybody agreed, and then Putin was so sharp that Cody got jealous. I was right there. And Cody was a sharp dresser too, but Putin, this motherfucker looked like Iceberg Slim, man. He had on all white. He had a white cane. He had on a Hummingbird. He had some expensive ass clothes on. And I was like, fuck, man, this motherfucker's sharp. So Putin and Cody, I guess they knew each other from camp and shit. So they didn't get along. And so they got to shoving each other, and that was it. So about 30 Pirus just left up out of the park. And that night, we had the best gang fight I ever been in my life. We had that gang fight out on Central. You had the bounty hunters coming from one way, the Pirus coming from the other way. You had them dudes for Hotzi and the Viddish coming from the back, and we just rushed into each other. And the helicopter came, the cops came, and, you know, start splitting us up. Everybody ran back to their areas and shit. And only a few people went to jail that night.
Hey, hey, Cutes, who was the oldest? Mouse?
Yeah.
What year was he born?
I think Mouse and Took was like born in the same year.
All right.
They're all like the same age. I think Donald Archie might be a little older than Mouse though. I think Donald might be older than Took too. Donald was a hog too. He knew Bobalouie, but it's funny, man. A lot of motherfuckers don't know this shit. But the Walnuts, Big Seals, and all of them, shit, man, Took and them would all be buffing together. You know, with the bourgeois, Michael and them, man, them Crips would be over there with them dudes, man. They knew them. I don't know if they were relatives or not. It's just like my relatives, the Madisons. We lived around the corner from Swig and them. They were older than us. But Michael, Swig's little brother, was my best friend.
You had a lot of friends from Brim, huh?
Yeah, well, the good thing is, when a big Pumpkin got out, he busted out with a 1965 or a 64 Cadillac. It was clean. And so when he came home from doing all them years in YA, me and him, we were chilling and shit. We were up at the Soul West Club. They had this club called the Soul West Club. And it was on Century and Crenshaw. And Soul West, so we were up there, me and Big Pumpkin. And that was the next time I saw Pumpkin, he came to visit me in the county jail. And they called me out. All the Brims called me out for a visit. So I went out to the visit, and Pumpkin said, "Hey, Cutes." He said, "What's up, man?" I said, "Hey, man, why y'all come to visit me?" And they said, "We want to ask you something." And I said, "What's up, Pumpkin?" He said, "Hey, man, my little brother's in there, man, with you." I said, "Where's he at?" I said, "I didn't know you had a brother." He said, "Yeah, I got a little brother, man. He's in there with you. He's in your unit, man." He says, "Y'all's in there fucking motherfuckers up. You guys are in there tearing shit down. And my little brother, he don't want to roll it up. But he told me, you know, over the phone that you in there and you over there. So we came up here to tell you that our little brother's in there. And that, do you need anything? You know, you need anything. Do you need any money? Do you need anything cute in here?" And I said, "Nah, man, I'm cool, man." And I said, "You don't even got to worry about your little brother." I said, because he described who his little brother was. And I knew who he was talking about now. And I said, "Oh, man, that dude's cool. I ain't tripping him. He's a youngster." I said, "All right, I'll keep your little brother with me every day until I go to the joint." So I kept his little brother with me until they bailed him out. They finally got enough money raised up and they bailed the little brother out. But when he left me all of his shit. He said, "Hey, man, I'm leaving you all my shit, cute." I said, "All right, little homie." I said, "Let your brother know I looked out for you." But you know what was the saddest thing, man? This was some sad-ass shit, man. The week before they bailed him out, Pumpkin got killed in a robbery. And that was a sad-ass day, man. I said, "That's fucked up, man." Pumpkin got killed in that robbery, man. And then a couple weeks later, my homeboy Swig got killed. So it was like, what the fuck's going on out there, man? You know, so a lot of people were getting killed in 79, man. 79 and 80 was a fucked up year for OGs, man.
Yeah, that's what I'll be trying to tell people.
But Bobalouie got what Munson said, longevity. Monster said the same thing. And that's what Bobalouie had. Bobalouie never PC'd up, and he'd been in places where there were gangs that outnumbered him 20-1, and he never considered rolling it up. He was a motherfucking hog, just like James Miller. Well, that word hog, it applies to him. It applies to Big Tookie. It applies to Raymond Washington.
Hey, somebody got a question for you, Cutes.
Yeah.
Was the story true in Tookie's book about the hat at the house party when Buddha took the hat from a Piru when they was Piru Crips and that caused a split?
I don't believe that caused the split. Because Bobalouie, if you listen to what he said that when people start coming back from camp, they'd start getting bigger and older, and they lived over here, we lived over there, and they wanted to do their own thing, man. So a lot of things, it was a lot of variables that caused the split. But you could believe some of them was our egos and our attitude and our downness. We was just too down to be under one entity, and that's how it was. That's how the Crips always been. That's why it fractioned off to a lot of different sets and shit. It was never a peaceful gang. It was always some bickering going on, you know, under the cloak of cripping or being a brim or a Piru or a fucking, you know, outlaw or whatever you were. You know, there's always gonna be somebody that want to come and change a little something. You know, turn the name this way. You know, say this, say that. You know, people always want to bring about some change and some shit. Like the night me, Pookie, Mouse, Monkey Man, Melvin Hardy, Hillbilly, we all, and Buddha, the night we broke the West Side up at Sportsman Park, man, it was over bickering, dog. They were mad at Took, because Took was doing grown man shit. Bob Simmons, you know, wanted him to run the boys home to keep people from going to camp and, you know, get them in a placement and kind of talk to them and, you know, so the brothers would just fight each other in the street and not shoot each other. So, you know, they were just a little upset at Took, man. So they just wanted to take their sets back and everybody took their little neighborhoods back. But, you know, after all that happened, all the different sets still recognized Took as the shit. You know, he was still, you know, loved by all the sets that broke up into the little fractions on the street.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that was. So as far as the hat incident goes, you know, that was just one incident. That was just one incident of many incidents that put a wedge between the alliance. You know.
Give me a second, folks.
So I hope I answered this question.
Yeah, you did.
Cool. I'm almost there where I could get some light on myself. We'll park up under my favorite light. It's a trip how my reception is good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. You know, I had Bobalouie on my Facebook, and then he sent me a text and shit, and I was fucking around that day. Should have texted him right fucking back.
Man, they was just asking me Friday. A couple people asked me when's the last time I talked to him and how he was doing, but I haven't spoken to him in 2 weeks. And when I spoke to him, he was doing great. He told me. So this came as a surprise.
The last time we had came on, when my phone was fucking up, he had came on and hollered at me and said he was gonna get at me. He said, and then he did. He did text me, and I was like, "Fuck." And so I said, "That's Bobalouie in my phone. I gotta text him back." Then I procrastinated on the shit. That's how life is, man. You take shit for fucking granted, man. Take shit for bullshit granted, man. I remember when I was on the street and I remember the last time I saw Buddha, we were up in Washington and there was a football game between Manual, I believe it was Manual and Washington. And that was the last time I saw him. And I didn't even go over there and fuck with him. I knew that he was in the area, so I was just cool with that. The last time I was with Craig Craddock, he came up to Crenshaw and asked me how was I holding it down. And I said, oh, I'm doing good. I said, when are you coming back up here again? And he said, oh, I'm going to bring some people up here the next time I come. And he put up in an orange Camaro. And he said, so everything's cool? I said, yeah, man, everything's cool down here, homeboy. And he says, all right, Coots. And he says, I'm out of here. And boom, he pulled off in the orange Camaro. That was the last time I seen him. Yeah, that was the last time. We can't take our presence in the presence of another human being for granted when we're in a world with chaos. You know, we're in a world of chaos. And we lived in a world of chaos. Somebody said, well, who made the chaos? Hey, man, I'm going to tell you like Rabbi Polak told me. All of life is conflict. As long as you're alive, you're going to have conflict. When the conflict ends is when you die. That's what the rabbi told me. He says it's how you deal with the conflict, with the stress. Some people deal with it better than others. Some people could deal with it so good, they could write a book about it, and you could read a few chapters, and you could start dealing with your shit better. Man, the rabbi was a cold dude, man. He wasn't no taller than 5'5", and he wasn't scared of nobody.
So cute.
Yeah.
What did you talk to the rabbi at?
Oh, I used to be with the rabbi inside a prison.
How? Well, I mean,
how did I meet him? It was a lifer. He used to hang with the vanguards. His name was KC. So KC, he was original Crip from I think KC was from Long Beach. And so KC, he got locked up he got his life sentence in 1976 or something, or maybe 75. So I ran back into him because we were together a little time in Tracy before I got rolled up. And so when we got to Donovan, me, BJ, and all of us lifers was there. KC was already there. So KC was doing seminars and all kind of self-help things with this rabbi. So he said, hey, Cutes, they about to send me out of here. I want to introduce you to the rabbi, and I want to give you all the stuff that I was doing. I want you to start working with the rabbi because the rabbi told me to pick someone, and the only guy that I could think of that could roll with the rabbi is you. And he said the rabbi is going to get in some shit because he ain't scared of nobody. He just needs somebody to be down with him. I said, oh, I'm down with the rabbi. I said, all right, it's cool. I said, did the rabbi know that I'm a Catholic? And he says, the rabbi don't care about none of that. And so I says, okay, cool. So me and the rabbi used to, do breaking barriers, seminars called Breaking Barriers. We would do attitudes for change. We would do all kind of stuff. So the rabbi would be schooling me and shit, and I would just listen to him. Because, I knew he was real intelligent, and I knew that he'd seen a lot. He was old, and he ended up dying. He went out for a simple operation on his knee. His name was Rabbi Polak. He went out for a simple operation on his knee, and he died. I was mad as a motherfucker. He told these dudes, Kev Mac. He told these dudes they were inside of a church, and there ain't no gun tower in the church. And so these dudes kept laughing and making, disrupting the shit. And the rabbi said, you know why you laugh? You laughing because you nervous. He said, you laughing because the shit that I'm talking about is hitting home. And he said, he was talking about molestation. He was talking about all kind of shit. And he said, yeah, so that little nervous laughter, he says, if you throw a rock, at a building and you hear glass crack, that's the window the rock hit. And I said, oh, shit, Rabbi, why didn't you say that shit? So now these motherfuckers is mad, right? So they all jumped up, like 3 of them jumped up, I jumped up, and I went over there by the rabbi and shit. So my buddies, they came over there where I was at, and they stood up with me, and then them dudes was like, you know, like, oh, y'all got the rabbis back, huh? And then I said, yeah, we got the rabbis back. Rabbis, oh man, he ain't did nothing wrong. We in here doing self-help. If you guys don't want to come in here, why did you take your ducket? You shouldn't have came. You know the rabbi's gonna talk some shit. That's fuck.
Jimmy Lavender,
Hey, what's up?
what's going on, man?
Hey, man, shit, AC right now, bro. What's going on, Cutes?
How you doing, Jimmy?
All right, I can't see you. You dark as me, but I know that voice.
Yeah, homie, well, what it is that what's going on is that I don't want to have the motor on in my car and cut that light on because last time it ran the battery down in this bitch.
Yeah, I'm up in mine. My battery's down too, so
Yeah,
I just got back in town.
Yeah, so that's the worst feeling in the world to not have juice when you're ready to go. Could you see me a little bit?
Yeah, just a little, but I can see you.
All right, that's good.
I see Loco.
When was the last time? Hey, tell us a story. Tell us a good story, man, about you and AC when y'all was going to put in some work or something, or y'all had a conflict and you guys joined up to go do some shit.
I didn't have anything like that with AC. The probably the best story I have about AC is when we were on our way to Arizona.
Oh,
yeah. Cal Mac, my buddy, put AC in the backseat with me, knowing AC was gonna go to sleep. And
I should have went. I should have went with y'all.
Man, that'd have been real good. AC kept going to sleep, but he, tall as he is, he kept leaning way over on my shoulder. And I push him back up, he come right back down. So finally, I like, you know what? Let him rest on my shoulder. Yeah. So that was a nice trip we had, Q's. I wish you could have come.
Yeah, that was a good story. Yeah, I wanted to come. I was invited to come, but I had to get back out here because I had to go to work and shit.
Yeah.
I hated. Yeah. I hated that I missed that the OG vacation like that. I hated that I missed.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a real good trip. I'll never forget it. AC's a real good cat, man. Really, you know.
Yeah. I took me and AC went out to this city one time, and we ended up in this apartment, and AC was sitting down in the chair, and I was talking, and so Pookie was getting mad. You know how Pookie is. So Pookie was getting mad about something. So I'm trying to chill Pookie out. I'm telling him something. So he's focused on something else. So AC said, "Okay, I'm listening to what you said. I'm listening to what you said." Like that, and then because we were trying to just get our point across and shit, because we wanted to reach some at-risk youth. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So if you live to be old as us, and you got to have a purpose in your life. If your purpose in your life is to be, you know, more of the problem, then you ain't learned shit from your experiences. You know, and God keeps you here, you know, because he took everybody else away when they were 14. So there had to be a purpose for him to keep us here, because we were playing hardball with each other. We were fucking over each other. So we still here. So we need to talk to the youngsters and tell them to chill out with them guns and shit.
Exactly.
And
I
so
just got back and down.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I said so AC, we are reputables. You never PC'd up. I never PC'd up. AC never PC'd up. We ain't no motherfucking dropouts. We some real motherfuckers that went through some shit. And some of the shit we went through is the shit we went through with each other. Outside of the system fucking us around.
Exactly.
So I ain't got nothing but respect for you, homeboy, and for the bishops, because anytime I ever been around bishops or been locked up with Cloudy Clay, Buttons, any of my cousins, Space Ghost, anytime I've been around bishops, it was always a level of respect. So, you know,
Oh
the
yeah,
only time we had a little melee was right there with Lucky and them, and then you know where Lucky moved when he moved from off of Brian Hirsch or off that Van Ness where he was living at. You know where he moved to when he moved from over there? He moved around the corner from me. He moved on 67.
Okay.
Yeah, between Hardell and Dinker. That's where he moved.
Yeah, I didn't see Lucky too much once he moved from our neighborhood. Caught him a couple of times over there on Bryanhurst. But he was always at work, or a matter of fact, he was always at the dojo working out. So
yeah, that's what he did. Him and Bad News would be doing that karate and the boxing, and they would always be at the dojo. He was always taking care of business, man.
Yeah.
That's right. And taking care of it was just him. It was just him, his mom, and his sister, his little sister.
Cookie.
Cute. It's a little off subject, but how tall are you?
Oh, I'm 5'8".
All right.
and remember this, Herman Moncrief was 5'8.5", and he was the heavyweight champ of San Quentin.
Yeah.
That motherfucker had forms
Did
like
you ever know Barry Thomas?
Huh?
Barry Thomas. He had a Quentin for a while.
Say that name again.
Barry Thomas.
You breaking up.
Barry Thomas.
Barry Thomas?
Yeah.
Yeah, my phone is.
Yeah, your phone.
Yeah.
Plug it in. Plug your phone in.
Yeah, Barry Thomas.
Yeah.
What was his nickname? That's his government name.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh yeah, your phone.
5 or 6 years or something like that.
Hey, your phone sound like Springs.
My bad. My baby. Yeah, Thomas.
The homie's phone ain't working.
No,
that sucks. Fuck.
Where you headed tonight, man? Where you going, Q?
Oh, I'm here. I'm already here. I'm at work.
Oh, you just sitting out there far land.
Yeah, you know, man, when you turn into a grown man and you start doing grown man shit, you stay close to shit that keeps you, you know, surviving. You stay, so instead of hanging out somewhere else, you know, I could be right now, I could be around a bunch of girls if I wanted to. I could be hanging out, you know, with some people in the house getting high if I wanted to. But I'm right here just chilling in my car, hanging out at my job and shit. But cause you know what? I ain't missing out on shit.
Hell no. Ain't missing out on nothing, no G.
Huh?
They want to know what set Loose Booty was from.
He was a Dinker Crip. Then he became, I don't know if he ever turned into a 60 Crip, but I know he was a neighborhood Crip. I know he got locked up right around that time. I think he got locked up before it turned into 60. I think he got locked up when Odie and them changed it to neighborhood.
Somebody want to know, are you ever going to get your own YouTube channel?
Oh no, I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do, I'm going to write a few books, and I'm going to start getting at kids more, because that's what I want to do. That's what I did in the joint. When I was in the joint, me and James Miller, we talked to over 10,000 kids. That's a lot of kids.
Damn, that is
and they were free, and they were free. The kids wasn't locked up.
Whatever happened to Belgium?
The last time I was with Belgium, it was me, trip this, me, Belgium, and Black Johnny, Black Dog, and Big Rick. We were all together in the same yard, in the joint. So that was the last time I was with Belgium, and I think Belgium rest in peace. Belgium, I think Belgium would have whooped Bully.
You think so?
Yeah, I kind of think so.
Too Pretty Kenny ain't gonna like that.
I know, but I'm thinking Belgium would have gave Bully a run for his money. Because in Paso Robles, Belgium kicked his door off the hinges and he put a tree out of the ground.
Damn.
Yeah, like a fucking mad gorilla.
You do know Bully was older than Raymond Washington, though.
Then that's why he was the bully. He was bigger and older than everybody. Nobody had caught up to him yet.
Right.
Yeah. I bet Bobalouie would have gave Bully a run for his money, too. If a motherfucker's older than you, until you catch up, you just got to be cool so you don't get a beat down.
Say, homie. Hey, OG.
Yeah.
Or Kev, is it a pretty serious situation with Big AC?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
Where did the homeboy go?
Oh, his phone was messing up.
Fuck. I was gonna take him on Manchester down. I was gonna take him down the street of my cousin, and we was gonna go in the backyard, and I was gonna describe the backyard to him and see what he remembered that shit.
Yeah. Man, Q's, what time you going into work?
Man, I don't gotta go into work. I don't gotta work until 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey, man.
You might as well start doing double shifts, dog.
Nah. They got a lounge. I go inside of here and take a shower, and then after that, I'll come back and I'll read or something, and then I could watch a movie in the lounge too.
Can you take a girl up in there?
There's girls here.
Why you whispering? Hey, Q's.
Yeah.
So, did you ever work in ODR, Officer Dining Room?
I did.
No.
You just seem like you would have one of them good ass jobs in the penitentiary, showing up to work all early and shit.
I had a good job in level 3. When I got to level 3, I would weld beer tanks. I worked for joint venture, and I would TIG weld these big ass brewery tanks. It paid minimum wage. Hey, when I left the joint, you know how much money I had?
How much?
I had $15,000.
God damn, Q's.
I know.
No wonder why y'all come home doing so good.
Hey, and Trip, I didn't smoke cigarettes. I didn't drink coffee. I didn't do shit, so I didn't have no bad habits. So I was just saving my money. And you know what I would buy every time I go to the canteen?
What's that?
I would just buy Vienna sausages, and I would buy tuna, and I didn't buy no Top Robins. I didn't eat that shit because all that salt, I didn't fuck with that at all. And I would buy this powder. I kind of liked it a little. It was called MLO. I would buy that. I would eat that sometime.
Hey, you look like you eat a bunch of Vienna sausage, man. You look like motherfucking that ordered a weird shit out the store, and everybody probably looking at you like, what the hell keeps getting? What was that story you told us about the guy in the cell next to you? And I think it was about food. He passed you some food or some shit. What Wasn't that some sausages or not?
Well, the guy that I always end up being around guys, we would like have spreads. So because if you're in the hole, you're gonna be in that cell for a long time. So the guy next to you, he's gonna be in his cell for a long time. So basically, no matter what race you are, if you're in a tier with some people and you convicts, you're gonna do each other favors. You're gonna catch a line. You're gonna keep a lookout. You convicts, you get something. You gonna ask somebody that they want some. You go up, they come down. You going up, they coming down. You go ask them, do they want to taste? You want to taste? So everything, is like that. It's like you just around these people. They're associates. So you don't got nothing to read. You might like Louis L'Amour. This guy might like revolutionary shit to read. Whatever it is, you sharing stuff. You passing books. You looking at magazines. If you like smut and they got smut, and then you share your smut. And that's how it is, man. You know how it is in the joint.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Timbo from Infomons. That's our guy, Cutes Timbo. So good.
Tell him what's up. That's a good brother.
Yeah. And to the guy that wanted to know about Raymond Washington and Craig Craddock, this is the last question about those guys, man. We're gonna let them rest in peace.
Yeah, they gotta rest in peace.
And if somebody want to know, would Craig Craddock give Raymond Washington a run for his money?
They were two different statues of a man. They had too much respect for each other. Iron sharpens iron, and they were like-minded. And if they had a difference in opinions, they would settle it like men, and they got along very well with each other.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people say he was Raymond's top guy, but then other people say he was Bulldog.
All them guys got along good with each other.
Hmm.
Bulldog and all them got along good. They all respected each other. But you got to keep in mind that Bulldog was locked up when Craig was on the set.
Yeah.
Bulldog wasn't on the set with us. Bulldog wasn't on the set with us when I took Crenshaw.
He wasn't?
Yeah, Bulldog went to YA early, dog.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, somebody said you lying about going to the store in prison. You know damn well you bought 200 candy bars.
Hey, that ain't right, man. That's enforceable. John Cluchetti got on my case. He said this motherfucking Houston went and brought all these goddamn candy bars. That was me and John Cluchetti.
Yeah, that's who I was asking.
Yeah. That was in 4A.
Yeah.
And John Cluchetti said, this motherfucking cutes that brought all these goddamn candy bars. He smells me cooking shit. And now I got to feed cutes. And he would always feed me too. And he said, look, youngster, let me tell you something. Let me make you a store list. That's what he used to always tell me. He said, let me write you up a store list because you don't know what the fuck to get. I says, man, I know what to get. He says, no, you don't. He says, you get nothing but candy. I said, shit, what else is there to get, man? Yeah, but that candy was good, man.
I used to love them candy bars and honey buns.
Hell yeah.
Hey, look, Big Rick. When I met Big Rick, go through the whole coming to the pen, hitting the yard type shit. Yeah. And some time went by, once I learned about, going to the store and all that shit. And one day I said, man, I'm going to buy Rick something. So
yeah.
I said, Rick, you want something from the store? Rick said, yeah, little homie, I want me some ice cream.
Yeah, yeah.
I said, all right. I went up there, I bought him some vanilla ice cream and shit.
Yeah.
And I took it to him, and he was like, man, he loved me forever since then. He was like, oh, thank you, little homie, thank you. And
man,
you've been on the yard with Rick, right?
That's my best friend. I've been knowing Rick. Okay. I've been knowing Rick ever since Horseman.
Okay.
And I've been over Rick's house. I used to sit in his living room. Me and Rick would sit out in front of the house in my Cadillac and shit. I know Rick from a kid.
Okay, now watch this. You know how big and solid and strong Rick is.
Oh yeah.
I was skinny and I was weak as a mug. And when I handed him the ice cream, he thanked me. You know, he did hard back slaps.
Oh, that back slap, that hurts.
Yeah,
he does that hard. He does that shit on purpose, man.
Yeah, he do it on purpose, and he laughs.
And he gets to laughing and shit. Yeah. And he got heavy hands, man.
I wanted to hit him in his back. I said, no, I bet not do that.
Yeah, you know, when I opened the door on the back slapping, him and Black Dog, they would be doing that shit, man. It sounded like drums beating. Pow, pow. Man. I said, man, these motherfuckers is crazy and shit. Big Rickley, I got hip to Big Rick's hustle, right? So he had these dudes bringing him shit from the kitchen. So on donut day, Rick would get donuts and he would get the Metropolitan ice cream boxes. So he wouldn't tell me, so I peeked the game. So I would be down at a sale on this day every time. And he says, you know what, Cutes? You think you slick, man. You always show up on this day. Why you didn't come yesterday? I said, what are you talking about, Rick? He says, you know that I get my shit today, huh? And I said, yeah. Because he a share. So I'm there, man. We eating all them donuts and that ice cream. And we didn't gain no weight. I mean, because we exercised and shit. So it didn't turn into fat. It just turned into muscle and shit.
Hey,
that's how it was.
G. Miller want to know if Mr. Cox worked at Juvenile Hall when you was there.
Yeah, Mr. Cox was the big black dude that took me in C&D. He's the one that broke up the fight with AC and a big James Miller, him and some more counselors. Yeah, I knew him. I knew him very well.
Go ahead. Oh, you froze too?
No, I'm good. My light had went out. Hey, man, ask G. Miller, was he in Juvenile Hall with us?
He's younger than you.
Well, how did he know Mr. Cox?
Mr. Cox was there when he got there.
Motherfuck, Mr. Cox must have been there a long ass time. Damn. Mr. Cox would let us go head up. He would tell us to take our shoes off, our socks off, and he would put mattresses in one of the rooms and let us fight each other.
Did you know Crazy Crip?
Hell yeah, Kevin was my best friend. From Cute 102. I used to be over there with him and Frog and all them cutes. Rabbit, all them dudes over there. Yeah. He was in YTS too. He came home. He was getting out when I was going in. He had a yellow Cadillac, a Seville. He went to stay in Texas for a little while, then he came back. He should have stayed in Texas. You know why he come back? Ask that brother, do he know number one?
G. Miller, did you know number one or Eki?
Ask, do he know Hatchet Man?
Hatchet Man. He hear you.
Yeah. I know he knows Psycho Michael.
Yeah, he said he had about 22-inch arms, Mr. Cox.
Yeah, Mr. Cox was a big old youngster. Well, he looked at old to us because we were kids, but he was bigger than all of us because we was trying to get him. It was one dude out of I'm gonna tell you who was big back then. It was a kid named Mohead or Mohawk Mohead. He was out of Pasadena. Either it was Pasadena or Altadena. Big Mohead could flex on Cox, and he was a youngster.
Big Mohead probably got into a lot of fights with a last name like that.
Well, Mohead looked like a motherfucking pirate. That's how he looked. He looked like a big ass pirate, and he got along good with people, but he would fight. He got in a few fights.
Did you ever meet Turtle from Santana Block when you was locked up?
You know, I heard that Turtle and Rusty was tight. I heard that Turtle really liked Rusty, my brother. That's what some dudes had told me in the joint. Said Turtle had mad respect for your brother. I said, all right. You know, I never met Turtle.
Number one ended up claiming Kitchen Crip, huh?
I don't know. I don't know why he would, because he was the original East Side.
Well, you know, a lot of the East Sides, they turned, even Burley Swan, them dudes turned, some of them turned into something.
Yeah, probably so, because all things die out in time.
Right. Do you know Vincent Stewart from A-Tray Hoover?
Vincent Stewart. I know some of the old A-Tray Hoovers. I know Black. I knew Smiley. I knew Green Eye, Dead Eye Clint. Knew bunch of the Hoovers. I knew Little Art. Little Art, rest in peace. He went out and did something, and he rest in peace. Little Art was a down youngster. I knew Little Art. I knew H-Bone. H-Bone. Yeah. I knew a lot of them brothers. They were coming through. They were coming through with a little stretch. Not a lot of a stretch, but a little stretch.
Mm-hmm.
I ran into Coops from Raymond. Big Coop, Little Coop, Snoop. We the ones that rode up the Booty Bandit. I'm telling you, you guys, we fucked the Booty Bandit up. The one that they had working for the police that was raping people in the cell. We fucked his ass up.
Hey, your dark car is making me sleep, man. I feel like I'm in the dark and shit.
Okay, look now. Am I
No,
still
no.
in the...
No,
Could you see me a little?
Yeah, I see you a little. Don't worry about me, though.
All right. Because you're in the light.
Yeah, I'm in the light.
You know, so I was thinking, you know, about AC and then that cool white boy, and he was doing that music with him. That was pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. Brand B.
Yeah, that was cool, man.
I started to ask him to come on, and I thought,
hey, motherfuckers don't realize that we ain't racist motherfuckers.
yeah.
Motherfuckers need to realize that we give respect when respect is due. We ain't no racist ass motherfuckers. My mama never raised me to be racist. When they had that last day of school in Manhattan Elementary School, and some of the Sportsman Park boys came up to St. Eugene's to turn the school out because it was their last day of school for summer. Public school lets out a month before Catholic school, so they came up there to dust us off. So we in there fighting these dudes, and the reason I got in the fight because one of them had socked my white buddy named Paul.
Hmm.
And I saw that from up over the balcony. They was dusting them off down on the playground, and then I ran down near me and Rusty, and then we got in a fight. Mouse of them spilled in there on bicycles because we all knew that this is the last day of school for Manhattan, and they're gonna come up there and kick ass because it's a tradition. It's a tradition to stump or the Catholic school kids on the last day of public school. But what they didn't know is that I came from public school. I came from Raymond Avenue. So Manhattan's gonna have trouble today. You know, we were ready for their ass. But we all got kicked out.
Hey, Q, G. Miller said he met number one. His uncle introduced him to number one.
Yeah, number one was a cool dude. He was doing grown man shit. He ended up getting married. He had a baby. He had a cool apartment. He stayed on back then. He was living on 46 and off of Broadway. I used to go back there and chill with him. I would go break in the pie factory and get about 20 pies. Take the pies up in there, and we would eat pies all night.
He want to know if you used to work out in Zach's gym in Swan Hood.
Yeah, man. Zach was our buddy. Me. Well, okay. I got a story. Okay, so me, Munson took all of us, and Mouse, we all worked out at Bill Pearl's, right across the street from St. Andrews Park, you know, on Manchester. So this white fireman dude, he buys the gym from Babe. Babe used to let us all buff for free. All he wanted us to do was basically keep the gym clean and set the trash out on trash day. Everybody get the buff for free. He let all the kids buff, and he had paying customers too. But the neighborhood kids like us, we all get the buff for free. So Muncie told me, he said, "Hey, cutes, we are going over here to Zach, man. We're gonna start buffing over at Zach's over here. So won't you come on over here with us and buff with us over here? Because we ain't buffing at this gym no more. Because this dude is trying to charge us a fee, and I ain't paying the buff." And I said, "I ain't paying the buff either. I'm gonna keep buffing here for free." So they all went over there and started buffing with Big Zach, and so yeah, Zach was a good old school brother. He would be mobbing down the street, you know, flexing and shit. He was a big cool dude, man. Yeah, that guy got a good memory to remember Zach, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he had the gym at his house.
I think they underestimate the fact that you ran with everybody and you was versatile in your cripping and you was sitting high with it. And, you know, I always tell people, I told G Miller this once, you don't just know these people when I used to ask you, you would tell me what color the interior of their car was, what kind of rims they had on their car, which house on the block they lived in. You know, you can't get that from nobody else, really, man. They might could tell you about 2 or 3 people, but you tell me about Brims, Bounty Hunters, Piru, everywhere, man, all over the city, man. Good shit.
Yeah, yeah. Like when Doty put hands on GTA, he fucked GTA up, but GTA was talking shit to Doty, and Doty knew that there was a bunch of Crips in the unit, so Doty don't want to get jumped on. So Doty says, "Hey, cutes, man, check it out, man. This motherfucker keep talking shit because all y'all in here. Let me go head up with this motherfucker." I said, "Okay." He want to go head up with you? He says, "He's talking shit." I says, "Okay." I says, "Hey, GTA, you want to go head up with Doty?" And he said, "Yeah." Doty whipped his ass. Everybody say, "Let's jump Doty." I said, "Nah, man, they had a fair fight. We're not jumping Doty." I said that was a fair fight. They had a fair fight. And so Doty was a down motherfucker too from the Brims. He was right there with a Little Country when it came to their banging status. Any Brim that knew the early generation of the Brims know Doty would put in some work. You know,
y'all had to duck when Doty came through.
Doty. I've been right next to Doty where he told me to move out the way when he gatted somebody. You know, Doty had a quick temper. You know, the only one who could handle him was Elgin.
I hit Elgin too to see if Elgin wanted to come on and say something about AC, but I didn't get no response.
Yeah, he probably might be shit at work or something.
Yeah, it's probably late out where he's at. He travels a lot.
Yeah. He's probably at work.
But he don't never answer my call anyway, unless I text him and say, "Cutes is on the phone." Then he pick up right away.
Yeah, and I ain't even got to talk to him since that night. I remember one time I was over by the Hilton, and one of his boys wanted to gat me down with a 12 gauge in the parking lot, and Elgin said no, and then the dude really wanted to shoot me, and he had a smile on his face and everything, and he kept whispering to Elgin, and Elgin said, I said no, like that, and I didn't have no gat or nothing, and I was coming over to Elgin's car to buy something from him, and so I was watching the dude with the gauge and shit, and then I said, this motherfucker, man, that's how some people are. They get a little hard when they got a weapon in their hand and shit, you know, but it wasn't nothing. So the dude, he chilled out and shit.
Dudes, I asked you last time. Have you ever been to San Quentin?
Yeah. I was in San Quentin. Remember I told you I was there with Herman Moncrief. Used to come and visit me over the hospital.
What year was that?
In 83.
Oh, okay. So you was around, that might have been a little bit before when the bounty hunters and bloodlines got into it.
Oh, they got into it. They must have got into it in the hole, huh?
I don't know. Maybe 1984, maybe.
I knew they were getting into it.
Yeah.
I knew they were getting. I knew they didn't like each. I knew that they didn't like each other, and I knew that the Blue Notes and the CCOs didn't like each other.
Ain't that crazy?
Well, there was a lot of conflict going on, man. It was crazy. It was pretty crazy.
Ain't it crazy? There could be two Crip organizations in prison, and they don't get along, and then you got two blood organizations, and they don't get along.
Well, that's what happens when you get locked up. You get full of frustration, and you get full of anger, and you get full of hate, and you just turn in on each other, and that's the way it is. You just be honoring. You just start disliking people, and you just start feeling mean like a mad dog.
But on the flip side, ain't it funny how you build a camaraderie with somebody when you're in there, like over the tier, and now y'all just buddies for life now.
Yeah, yeah.
It goes from one extreme to the other.
Yeah, it's like I want to say what happens is that people rub you the wrong way, and if you're an extreme person and you look at things in the extreme, it's like, you see the world in black and white, and you don't see no holes in between, and so you only want to deal with the problem one way, and people are like that in there, and a lot of people, they outgrow it. It usually happens when you're in your 20s and in your 30s and shit. Then you start mellowing out when you get in your 40s a little. You start mellowing out some. Then new youngsters come, and the new youngsters, they go through the same thing you already went through. Now it's your time to tell them the blueprint. How to deal with the time, how to interact with other people, and then after a while, people listen to you, that want to listen, and then some, they got to learn the hard way.
OG Steve, good looking out, bro. Appreciate it. Once again, from the Bronx, New York. Cutes, have you ever ran across Peabody in the system?
Yeah, Peabody and I was in the county jail together. His brother and I was in the hole. Peabody's my friend. And we've been together with heat, and we got mad respect for each other, at the times we were together, and that's just how it is, and his little brother, I know his little brother real good, and so yeah, Peabody's a good dude, man. I was in the county jail with him, and I was in Old Folsom with him. And when Peabody was in the county jail with me back in the day, I had the whole tier, and Peabody was like maybe two bloods in there with all Crips.
This before UBN, right? We talking 79?
Oh yeah, this is when I was on my way to YA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is when I was China Doll, all of these guys I met in YA, but I met Peabody in the county jail.
Yeah,
and we used to go sit at the same table and eat and crack jokes, go up on the roof and be together every day, shoot dice, and go to court, catch the chain together. We were actually friends.
Did you ever run across Santa Claus from 20s?
Santa Claus from 20.
He was
he's from the 20s, then he was an outlaw.
On the west side.
Oh no, no. What was he? A Hoover family?
No, neighborhood blood. My
Oh,
homeboy
okay.
Looney used to always speak highly of Santa Claus.
Yeah, yeah. No, I never ran into that brother.
Well, that's cool, man. You appreciate you coming on, giving a shout out to AC, dog.
Yeah, man.
Loco, you
Oh.
ain't got no questions for Cutes, man? Because
Boy, you
Q's got 8 hours before he got to punch in.
Man, I ain't in no rush. Look, and man, but you've been going tonight, man. I'm proud of you, bro. You just question after question. I'll be finna ask the question. I say, shit, go for what you know.
Oh, it's all good, man. You
Yeah,
jump.
it's all good, Loke. You can ask me some questions. My memory's working good tonight.
Already, man, already. Well, I mean, shit. You can start anywhere with you, OG, man. Let you just run the shit. I mean, just tell us about, man. When you were getting short and getting ready to come home, man. Maybe say the last three. Maybe when you found out, how did it feel when you found out you was making parole, man? That feeling. Tell us about that shit. About how the parole hearing went.
It was weird. Okay, thanks, man. I never shared this with nobody. All right, so this is what happened. Once you get a date in prison, it's a tentative date. It's not. It has to go before the full panel. So when you go to a parole hearing, you get a ruling. So they rule in your favor. You get the majority vote. So they all agree to give you a date. The date's tentative. That means the date has to go before all the commissioners in Sacramento. Then the governor has veto power. So you get this letter back. So I got the letter back saying all the commissioners agreed. So 4 weeks went by, and I got that letter. So they called me for mail, legal mail. It comes in legal mail. So they said, "Hey, Cutes, they called you for legal mail." So I said, "Oh, fuck," because I had got my date taken away 3 times before by the governor. So I'm like, man, I hope this motherfucker don't veto my date. So I got the letter. So the full commissioners all agreed that I should come home. So now I'm waiting on the governor. So he's supposed to do 30 days after this. So 30 days went by and he ain't did it. So I'm like, what the fuck? So every time the mail comes, legal mail, I'm asking them, do they got my letter and shit? So I go down and over there, you don't got no mail, Bill. So I go down to the gym. I say, you guys got a legal letter for me? And then let me look, Bill. So they look, no, we don't got nothing for you, Bill. So now I'm getting anxious and shit. So I go to work and so I come back. I tell the lady I can't concentrate because my shit's overdue, and I need to know, is the governor taking it? So I come out, and the counselor said, I got good news and bad news for you. And I said, well, what is the good news? Well, the good news is that you ain't a lifer no more. The bad news is you still got to do some years in prison because you got another case. You got in more trouble. And I said, okay, I can do that. And she said, and then I got some more bad news for you. I said, fuck, what's the other bad news? We're going to ship you out of here and put you in a dorm. And I said, I don't want to go to no dorm. I ain't never been to a dorm since camp. So they sent me to Corcoran. And they put me in the dorm, and I went home from there. Yeah, so they put me on a bus. They put me on a bus with a bunch of PCs, man. These PCs, they were getting out the same day that I was getting out, and they didn't want to get off the bus and shit. They were scared to get off the bus. So the lady, they told the lady said, get out. They said, no, we ain't not getting out. He's going to get us. And I said, I ain't thinking about you motherfuckers. I'm not going to get y'all. And so the lady said, well, you just go ahead and get your ticket. You go to money. You go get on the bus. You get on the bus first and go. So I said, man, ain't this a bitch? So I said, I thought I was going to get locked up because these dudes are saying I'm after them. And I said, I don't even know who you guys are because they locked me up in the van different from where they were locked up. And I wonder why they did that, but that's why they did it.
They wanted you to stay in prison, Cute.
Yeah. I didn't even know who they are. They asking for their paperwork. I'm going home after doing 37 years. I don't give a fuck about them motherfuckers. I'm like, shit, I'm trying to get to Grand Central Station. Shit. Hey, I was mobbing down Grand Central Station with my box. Because when you get out the joint, you come home with a box. So everything I owned in life for the 32 years is in this little box. And I was just mobbing, man. Yeah, that was a good feeling. Being in LA, seeing the big ass tower building and the new county jail tower. All that shit wasn't here when I left. Well, what you doing, Lo?
Breaking in somebody's house?
He's in his big ass house. Look at that ceiling. How high is your ceiling?
Nah, he in San Antonio.
Oh. He got a big ass house. Check him out. Hey, boy, you a baller, huh?
Oh man, OG, bro. I just always make sure when I'm moving, you know what I'm saying? I got to make sure I move right, man, and be safe where, you know, when I get where I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how I got to go, man, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's good, man.
I do some shit like you, OG. I go sit goddamn in my car and wait on work and shit. I'm a project manager in the plants out here.
Yeah.
And when we got a big project or something like that, and I know I got to be there and shit, it ain't nothing for me to go post up, and because you run into a lot of traffic here in Houston, and I don't like I'm very punctual, man.
Well, you know, you just like me. We ain't gonna let traffic be an excuse.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's real. There. See, we doing grown man shit. See?
Got to, man. Got to. We was in there. Well, you know, down here in prison, we work for free, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, to hear that you got any kind of compensation for, you know, your time and stuff, man, whatever the amount. A lot of dudes be running around, oh, man, I was only getting this amount. I be telling them, look, man, we don't get shit. They work the fuck out you. They don't give you an extra piece of bread, man.
Nothing? They don't pay y'all nothing?
Not nothing.
That is crazy. When nothing get done, I would be like, fuck that.
And when we get out, they give you like $100 at the walls. And then when you go report to your parole officer and shit, they give you like another 100 they used to. Now I think they just getting a nigga $100. I don't know what they doing, but bro, I'm talking about for real. I can't make this shit up. And you work hard, the motherfucker, just like any other state.
You need to let the brothers and sisters know that, and they need to keep their ass out of there.
You sure right.
They ain't gonna get no hand up. They're not gonna get no hand up, and they're gonna get out. And every time you get locked up, it's like starting all over again. And the older you get, it's harder to start all over again.
Oh, guaranteed.
I don't plan on never starting all over again. And you gotta be humble. But when you get a job, you gotta be humble, man. You can't go yard on them. You gotta like listen. The motherfucker's talking out the side of his neck to you, talking crazy and shit. Man, you gotta let that shit go through one ear and out the other. If you've been through some real shit, that shit ain't nothing. If you walking around with a chip on your shoulder, then you might as well lay the yard down now.
Okay,
you just on your way back.
Okay, let me ask you something, Cutes.
Yeah. When
they took away conjugal visits, what did you do? Or what did they do on the yard you was on?
First of all, dudes could always knock a girl. There's always of girls like you wherever they at. I don't care what color they got on. If they like you, they can choose you. And if you got rap, then you could be with a girl. You don't gotta wait for no fucking conjugal visit.
But damn, you want to fuck your wife or your girlfriend though.
Oh, well, then if they took away conjugal visits from lifers and for violent offenders.
That's what I'm saying. So what did y'all do?
You got to knock a girl. You got to try to knock a girl inside.
But what I'm saying is there was no uprising. There was no officer got stuck or.
Hey, I'll be right back. I can't hear y'all, man. I got to go out and come back in.
Okay, okay. No, it was nothing. They took the weights. They took the weights the same way.
Why nobody rise up? Why nobody fight for nothing?
Because they fight I guess they fight in different ways with the law. I guess they tried to appeal it a couple times.
All
They
right.
tried to show them how it's not making sense. And the
Oh.
reason they take them because some idiot will go out there and do something crazy to somebody on a visit. Some dude to get a visit and he'd beat his girl up or just do something stupid. And then they'll say, well, he should have never. And then they blame everybody. It's like if you got a violent crime and one dude does something violent, they'll say, well, why is violent offenders getting this privilege anyway? Because, see, their whole thing is they want the violent offender to suffer through every day of his incarceration. They don't want him to go to school. They don't want him to partake in any of the programs. They just want him to sit in there and wither and rot away. They don't want to give him no rehabilitation, no hand up, nothing. They just want to punish because that's the time, that's the sign of the time. That's why I always advocate for the violent offender. Someone said, well, Cutes always talks about the prisoners coming home. Does it depend on what they're in there for? Man, what it depends on is that if you're on the main line, then you're on the main line. And the inmates that are on the main line that haven't dropped out, those are the inmates I want to come home. Those are the inmates that get lied on. Those are the inmates go to special needs yards, tell stories on these inmates, and they get shit written up in their central file. When they go to their hearings, they don't know what's been said bad about them. So they hold that against them for the rest of their life. And then they already got a bad crime to be in there in the first place, but they might have remorse for their bad crime. They might have some clean time. I mean, shit, they did their crime. You got the, you want to keep them. How long do you want them to suffer? They should get to come home one day. They should get to come home.
You remember Beretta? Don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
Yeah, but they did the time.
Yeah, I know. But
yeah.
they laid down.
Yeah, they did the time and they didn't lay down. The guys who didn't do the time are the guys who PC up and they manipulating the system. They lying on these guys over here saying they the big bad wolf and they doing this, they doing that. But once upon a time he was right there with those guys. Right. And now you saying all of this stuff about them. The cops already know everything. Them snitches ain't telling them nothing that they don't already know. Well, what else could an inmate do? I mean, shit, they know how everything is being done. They know everything. They try to act like they reinventing the wheel or something. You got some super rat telling you about this group, that group. You already know that shit. They like, I know that he's so clever. He's letting us so much insight on the criminal mind. Come on, man, knock it off. Hey, those guys need to come home.
Cutes.
Yeah.
Do you remember how you found out your cousin Space Ghost died?
I guess I was locked up in jail. You always hear things, over the yard. Sometimes you hear it days later. Sometimes you hear it the same day it happens.
No family member wrote you?
No, I forgot how I heard about it.
Oh, okay.
I forgot, but I know I heard about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can hear about stuff as soon as you call home.
Right.
But you hear about stuff, from someone else that called home.
Right.
They come and tell you, they got to tell you something. Or they call you to the office and tell you.
Cute. Who do you like better, the Whispers or the Four Tops?
I like, the lead singer of the Four Tops. That dude had the coolest voice, man. Levi Stubbs, what was his name? Levi Stubbs, what was his name? That dude had the coolest voice. The Whispers, they end up snitching, on some dudes with some diamonds. I used to like them until they did that. And then once I found out they did that, I quit liking them. So the Four Tops, homeboy.
Okay. I'm gonna try to find something that you know, because you seem to know everything, and you, I mean, from music to the Damus, the Brim, Piru, Crip, Eastside Crip, Westside. We're gonna try to find something that you don't know nothing about. You up for that challenge?
Yeah, I guess so.
Let me see. Wait, let me get this one first. I've been to Compton, Watts, Detroit in 1986 and 87. The 60s, Westside, Piru, Hoover, and Morris set up shop and put us on. I was 16. I'm 49 now. We've been on almost 4 decades with grandkids in Portland or Oregon. One love, Kev Mac, Cutes, and Loco. All right.
That's cool. Righteous, well love, homeboy.
So, nobody could think of nothing you don't know about. So, how about what was your favorite car of all time?
Well, my brother, first we always fucking with Chevys, right? And then everybody started messing with Deuce and a Quarter, then Rivieras, then Cadillacs, Eldorados. So my favorite car is still Riviera.
Still.
64 Riviera.
I remember you saying that before too.
Yeah, 64 Riviera.
Juice, when you left the streets, what video games was out? Did they just have pinball machines or was it new video games?
They only had the metal pinball machine.
I used to hate
with the paddles. We used to play them in the cafe. They had a pinball machine in the cafe where the cafe boys hung out at, and they had a pinball machine in there. Yeah, I used to go in there and play that shit.
Cutes, were you closer with one of your brothers more than the other? It sound like, I don't want to answer, but let me say this.
Okay.
Sound like you had major admiration for Mouse, but it seemed like when you was getting this shit, you always mentioned Rusty.
Yeah, me and Rusty would gangbang together. Because Rusty, he didn't play. He didn't question it. When I would declare war, Rusty would stay right there with me. He would always be like, even when I would be fighting at Harsh Man, Rusty would be right there. He would and I would try to do shit. Like when I was in Tracy and I knew I was going to lay Tracy down, I told Rusty to go to his unit. And Rusty went to his unit, and I waited till they locked this door and this grill gate. Then I went in and jumped off the shit. And then Rusty was so mad at me, I got the letter. And he was mad as a motherfucker. Because that was the last time I seen him, and that was the last time we were together in 1984. But yeah, me and Mouse was real tight. My little brother Lucky, we were real tight. But me and my cousin Chucky, we were really, really tight. So I don't know. It depends on what we were doing. Mouse was more authoritarian. My daddy always told Mouse that he was my boss, and when I'm in the street to listen to your older brother, and he told Rusty that I was his boss, and when you're in the street, you listen to your older brother. So we kind of had a pecking order, and Rusty would tell Lucky what to do, and we honored that because our father gave us those instructions, before he passed away and shit.
Okay, look, Cutes. Several people in the comment section tonight want to know who was the first celebrity that you remember that made it out of the hood.
Well, all right. The first celebrity that made it out of the hood, his little brother was my best friend, was Paul Winfield. David Winfield was my best friend. Paul Winfield, he was the movie star that played Martin Luther King. He also did a couple more. He played in Sounder. He was the man in Sounder, the father that went off to the work camp, and then so he played in a lot of movies. Paul Winfield. So he was the first one to make it out of the hood, and then the second one to make it out of the hood was Strawberry. Strawberry was like
Oh, you mean out of our hood, our area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, strawberry.
Yeah.
So I
So
gotta say, and then let me think who else.
did you know Ellis Valentine?
That sounds familiar as fuck.
How about somebody said they got a question that you don't know the answer to?
Well, maybe not.
How many championships did the Lakers win?
Shit. They were kicking ass in the 80s, huh? They were kicking ass in the 80s. How many? What?
Hey.
Four times?
Oh, in the 80s?
Yeah, how many? Them in Boston was going back and forward, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I want to say the 76ers got one.
Yeah. Okay. Who won the most? Okay, I got a question for that guy.
He said
Asked him who won the most trophies. What team won the most trophies in basketball?
the most trophies, the championships?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, answer Q's question.
Yeah, answer that. He got more than Jordan. He got more than everybody. He's a brother.
Book Chamberlain.
No.
Bill Russell.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Bill Russell was the shit.
Boston won 18.
Yeah. Bill Russell got the most rings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bill Russell. That's why they asked him to coach the Kings when they first came to Sacramento. But he wasn't a good coach.
He answered your question. He said the Celtics.
Yeah, he got me. Okay, I got one for him. Who's the heavyweight championship that won the title the most times? Lose it and win it back. What'd he say?
He didn't say nothing yet.
Okay. Tell him don't be Googling shit. He got to come natural.
I think he's going to get $4 every time he answers though.
All right, come on with it.
Ask Cutes about Schaefer's and Kwong's Market.
Oh, shit. This nigga's from my neighborhood. Motherfucker. If he remembers that, yeah, that's a homeboy there. What's up, homeboy? Well, I used to go to Schaefer's and buy my clothes. I would get my 501 Levi's, Mr. Schaefer's. He was a Jew boy, him and his brother. My best friend Quayford worked there. Mouse worked next door at Holmes Bakery. And Quon's Market was down the boulevard there.
He said Muhammad Ali, laughing out loud, I don't know.
Muhammad Ali, he got it. He got it.
Man, I wonder who that is. Cutes, this might be one of your childhood homeboys.
Oh, he's definitely one, man.
Oh, he's a youngster. He said he was born in the 1970s, but you know his uncle, Anthony Givens.
Oh, yeah. What's up, homie? All right. Tell Anthony I said what's up. Yeah, he was probably a Dinker Crip with me.
G. Miller said, what was the Outlaws before they was Outlaws?
They was always Outlaws. Outlaws is an old gang. It was over there off of Central, the side where I lived at. I lived on 18th Street, right off of Central. The leader of the Outlaws on 18th Street was Big Butchie, and Big Butchie went with my auntie. I was a little kid, and he showed me the Outlaw sign. I used to always throw it up.
They merged with somebody. I forgot who the other one was on the other side of Central.
Yeah, and then my homeboy Sugar Bear, his first cousin was an outlaw. His name was Donna Ray. I used to go over his house and pick him up and take him to the long table.
Hey, Q's, what year did Kareem win his titles?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Fuck. Okay, what college did Kareem Abdul-Jabbar go to?
I can answer that one.
Oh, okay.
UCLA.
Yeah.
Okay, who was on the team with him that played real good, but he didn't do good in the pros, but he was a star? He was more of a star than Kareem.
Was he white?
Nope, he was a brother. Come on, you guys.
I sure don't know. If he didn't do no good in the pros.
Hey, man, he was so bad in college, he was number one as Henry Bibby.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Mike Bibby's father.
That's right. You watch some old vids of him. He was getting more recognition than Kareem. He was the one that was putting it down.
Hey, Cuse, you look like Bibby.
Yeah. But Bibby was a damn dude. Bibby had a fro, too. He had his fro puffed out. Man, he would take that ball and move it down the court. He would score every time. I thought when he went to the pros, he was going to light it up. But you know what it is? Some players just give it all to college.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't got much left when they get to the pros. We had football players like that. Oh, I got one for him. Who was the badass running back for Fremont in 1986?
Damn, 86?
In 86, the badass in 76, not 86.
Yeah.
It's 76. Who is the baddest running back in high school football in 1986? And he went to Fremont High.
You mean 76?
76, yeah, 76.
Kermit Washington.
Nope. And he won the Heisman Trophy.
I think I know who it is, but I don't want to say and be way off and shit.
Come on, man. His last name is my name.
Oh, no. Ricky Bell.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Ricky Bell.
You know, he used to come on my street when I was a kid.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Yeah,
Bulldog. Watch this, Cukes. Watch this.
Yeah.
Across the street from Quinn, one house towards Slauson is where Ricky Bell hung out.
Wow. Bulldog loved Ricky Bell. He's the one that hit me to him. He says, "Cute, we going up to the school." I said, "Why are we going up to the school?" He said, "Ricky Bell's playing." I said, "Ricky Bell?" I said, "Fuck, let's go watch him." So we would go over there to see Ricky Bell play. Back then, you could go on campus and shit. A ticket to go to the football game, I think, was like $1. Mm-hmm. And you pay the kid to buy the ticket during the school. So guess who was going to the school? Alden. Mm-hmm. So it was easy to get inside to watch the game and shit. But mm-hmm. Ricky Bell's games would be sold out. It would be standing room only because everybody knew he was going. But like I said, he left all of it at high school. He didn't have much when he got to the pros. I think he hurt his knee. I think he got hurt.
Loco from 60, do you know a blood from San Antonio named Fox?
No. A Crip nigga named Fox. I just talked to Fox a while ago. That's all. I know a Crip nigga named Fox, and I know blood niggas.
Hey, Fox, the Crip nigga, is he from East Coast?
No, sir. Fox is from 74 Hoover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know a lot of 74 Hoovers.
This town, the town that I'm from, man, that's all that's in there is 74s and 60.
Oh, that's cool. I used to be on 74 all the time.
What Chicano gangs was you cool with back in your day, Cutes?
The Choppers.
Where was they at?
They were on my street. The leader of the Choppers lived on my street.
Oh, all right.
Joey, his brother was out of New York. He used to have a slant back Chevy purple. He was gonna sell it to my daddy for $200, and my daddy said it was too much. And I got mad. He said, "Come on, Daddy, get it. Get that badass car, Daddy. Come on, man." Then Big Billy was gonna sell my daddy a 57 that didn't have the corner panel, and Billy wanted was $200, and my daddy didn't want to buy it. I was like, my daddy always wanted to talk somebody down to 150. I said, Daddy, you should have got those 2 cars. And he used to always say, you right, man. I should have got that damn 57, huh? I said, no, you should have got the slant back. But he ended up getting a badass Ford truck and shit. But yeah, the choppers lived on my street. And let me think what other gang. Oh, over there when I stayed off of 18th Street, there was 18th Streets down up in there. There had to be 18th Streets over there. Then in Liso Village. I think Liso Village had some thirds in Liso Village. I think they were from the third.
Hey, Kevin.
What?
Let me ask Cutes a question, man. Cutes, OG.
Yeah.
So you came up with your mom and your pops, huh?
Yeah.
And man, and you and Rusty and your other brothers, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all came up like y'all did, man. Were your parents real lax in the house, or were y'all just that rebellious against rules at the house? You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, we were respectful. We were respectful at the house. It's when we leave outside of the house.
Well,
see, everybody was respectful. When Took would come over, it was how you doing, Miss Bill. When we would go over to Took's house, it was how you doing, Mr. Fred. We all had manners. So we wasn't smoking weed in front of our parents or someone else's parents. We wasn't cussing in front of our parents or someone else's parents. We wasn't talking about gangbanging in front of our parents or someone else's parents. We tried to keep our little brothers out of the loop. We tried to, we didn't, because my parents wouldn't let you go if they thought you was going to get in some trouble.
Yeah.
And so their parents was the same way. So we would act like your parents want to know you leaving with a nice person. So they say my parents had people marked as nice and bad. Like Fred, he apologized to me. One day he said, Cutes, I got to apologize to you. I said, why, Fred? He said, because one time I didn't want you around here because I thought you was getting little Took in trouble, but I see that Took was getting you in all the trouble.
Yeah.
And I said, each man makes his own choices, Fred. He says, nah, I know my son's bad because little Took was in camp. And I said, well, I ain't going to badmouth him, but he's my friend and he's in camp right now. And when he gets out, he's going to be nice. And then that's all I said.
You got to go back and look at Monster's interview where he said he went to Cute's house and they was all at the table like a nice family.
With Monster. Look, with Monster with him. He the one telling the story crazy as he is.
Yeah, but he was trying to show the dysfunction from his own family and how he was brought up.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Cutes, what's Jenny Buss's bra size?
Jenny Buses. Who, the lady who owns the Lakers?
Yep.
Well, shit, she probably got some double D 40 shit. Double D 40. She better be rocking some double D 40s with some junk in the trunk. Because if she's all bra without no junk, that ain't gonna look right in some jeans.
Good answer. As many girls as he had with breast implants and butt implants, I'm sure it rubbed off on Jeannie at some point.
Without a doubt.
Hey, it was the Rome. Remember I told you the Outlaw 20s merged with somebody? It was the Roman 20s.
Who was it?
The Roman 20s.
Oh, you know who the Outlaws used to fight when I was a kid?
Who?
They would be fighting the Pueblos.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they would fight Pueblos, and because they would be shooting on that street when I was a kid. Yeah, I remember my grandmother made me get on the floor one night. They were out there shooting and shit. My auntie sold pigeons. That's what I meant to tell you. My auntie sold racing homers and she sold tumblers. Yep, she had a bunch of them in the backyard. One time this dude jumped the gate and he was in the backyard trying to steal the pigeons, and my grandfather went out there with a Smith & Wesson and brought him back in the house. Oh man, I never forget that. my grandfather had the dude up by the collar with the gun on him and said, if you ever come in this yard again, I'm going to shoot first and ask questions later. Do we have an understanding? And the kid said, yes, Mr. Pitts, yes. And then my grandfather opened the front door and let him out.
I was just about to tell you that was probably my brother, but my brother ain't calling nobody Mr. Nothing.
Oh, yeah, well, the guy, being that my auntie sold pigeons, people knew who they were, and they would buy the pigeons, and I guess they thought they could go around the back street because they had tore all the houses down on that street to make that freeway, that Harbor Freeway.
Yeah, Tic Tac say he just kicks back and listens to our conversation. This is real nice.
Well, tell him cool. Glad he enjoys our real conversations.
Damn, boy, bad live wire. Yeah, I got the history of the 20 Outlaws many years ago. Before I started doing my magazine, I took a lot of notes. I'd have to go through some of my stuff to find them.
It's interesting. Those 20 Laws is an interesting gang, man, to be around so long and to be over there fighting all the gangs that were around. Because back then they had the Gladiators over there. They definitely had the Slawsons. Munson told me firsthand that they wasn't in existence yet. He said that the avenues hadn't started yet. So I said, okay. So Munson told me that. So those Outlaws, man, they were around a long time, man.
Munson told me they wasn't really a gang. People just called them a gang.
Yeah, they were probably just some cool ass dudes, fucking motherfuckers up.
Hey, you remember the Ross Snyder Park Boys?
Yeah, Ross Snyder Pirus.
They became the 40 Pirus.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Or was they part of the 30?
Asked him, do he remember the AC Deuces down at Jefferson?
By Jefferson, yeah.
Yeah, that's OG shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The local authorities, and you could tell I'm reading by the way I said local authorities, and newspaper writers, they was confused. They couldn't tell the AC Deuces from the Fortrays, from the Brims, from the Godfathers.
Yeah, they didn't know. They had nobody got the telling yet.
Yeah, they didn't know because people wasn't giving up intel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, real shit, Cutes. See, I do my homework, Cutes.
You do. That's good, homie.
But I knew, it's a small world because my homeboy married this girl out the 20 Outlaws, and her father ran with them, and so he gave them information to give me too about the low bottoms back then.
Yeah, and so the businessmen, they go back to that time too.
Mm-hmm.
See, the businessmen. So if Barry White, they would be inside of South Park. So every year I lived around the corner from South Park. So every year in South Park, they would have a carnival, and they would bring the big cups that you spin around in the pie eating contest, climb up the grease pole and get the money, They would have, like a little fair in the park. Every year they used to do that in South Park in the early 1960s and late 1950s.
Describe a pie eating contest for me.
Okay, the pie eating contest, the big kids would get up. They make a stage out of wood. So they would make the stage out of wood, and they had this long ass table, and they would put these apple pies. They would line the apple pies up on one side and then line another roll of them up on one side. People would have to put their hands behind their back, and then the guy would blow the whistle and say go. And when he blow the whistle to stop, whoever had the most pie ate won the money or what the gift was. And these dudes would have pie all in their hair, their eyes, their nose, because they were trying to knock the pie down, you know, within a short period of time. So whoever knocked down most of the pie won a big prize.
Right.
So you really don't lose because you get full of pie.
But let me say this real quick. There's somebody that's well known in LA that called me specifically to tell me that all this information on the internet about Blood Alley is false. He told me he don't know why everybody is making these stories up about Blood Alley and making them into a blood gang. And he's going, you know, granted everything is all right, he's going to say that on KMV and tell you guys what he know about Blood Alley. I just wanted to throw that out there because they in my comment section mentioning Blood Alley.
Yeah. Well, I wish Bobalouie was able to comment on that because he would definitely know about it because that was being said before there were Bloods.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like Bucket of Blood, a nightclub. There was a club in the 60s called the Bucket of Blood.
Right.
You know, and we called each other Young Blood, you know, in the 60s.
Well, during the 65 riot, they had blood written all over the walls and why.
Yeah, we refer to each other as Blood, but that ain't got nothing to do, like Bobalouie said. That didn't have nothing to do with what they started. You know, so people try to change things and not want to give Bobalouie his credit, you know, but that's their argument. It ain't mine. I know who started the word cuss.
I already asked Matt Ronald about Blood Alley. Go back and look up kevmacvideos.
Yeah.
Not only is it on kevmacvideos, it's also on Matt Ronald's page.
Yeah, you just got to get a brother that lived over there.
Matt Ronald's like younger. He's early 50s.
Yeah, you know? Well, you might have to get a guy that's in his 60s or 70s.
And that's who I got.
Oh, well, then you cool.
So that's what I'm saying. He called me. I didn't go looking for him. He called.
Yeah, it's just like Slauson Village. You had to go get Bird, and he cleared up that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let me go ahead and let the cat out the bag now.
Okay.
That's who called me, Bird from Slauson.
Well, Bird got the history, man.
Yeah.
And he got a clear mind. Bird got the history. He got a clear mind. He never smoked PCP. He didn't get high. He didn't drink. He's sharp as a motherfucker, and he got good recall. He's a historian.
Right. So he wants to get that history to kevmacvideos.
Well, tell him we want to be blessed with it.
And most certainly.
Because when I was a little kid, we looked up the Bird. We were like, Bird. And when I got to meet Bird up at Sidnella Park, he pulled up in there with a car club, and they had nothing but cool-ass bombs and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bird had bombs, man. You know, I wish he really could, like, give me a collection of his pictures, man. Bird has some bombs. You know,
here's some real history. When Bird and them pulled up in Sidnella Park, it was a mixture of Mexicans and blacks in the car club together. And they pulled up, parked all their low riders and they bombs all the way straight. They were all parked right there, and all of us went over there and was looking at the cars and talking to Bird and them and had a good Sunday. Yeah.
Bird got two cars in his backyard. He was talking about fixing one up, but of course he told me he's gonna leave him to his son. So,
well, Bird had nothing but badass cars, so he ought to come on and talk about the cars.
No, I'm sorry.
Show us some pictures about low riding. Because believe it or not,
I'm gonna talk to him about that. I'm gonna talk to him about that.
Yeah, they're like the first low riders. They're the one that got us the low riding.
Right. And I made a mistake. He got more than two in his backyard. I forgot. He had more than two. Yeah,
Bird and them set the tone of low riding. They set the tone of how we dress. They set the tone of what is cool. Believe it or not. Because back then the Slausons wore sandals, they wore straw hats, they wore jeans, creased up, 501s, and some of them flooded just a little. We had a flood style too going one time. Not too ridiculous, but a little high with the biscuits on, high top.
Mm-hmm. Loco, what's up, man? You getting this free game and falling asleep?
Now, Loco done
Man,
puffed
there you
on
go,
some
man.
shit,
You always trying to talk a nigga to sleep. Nigga, I'm
and
up.
he's
Look
chilling.
at your eyes, cuz.
Because I'm up. I'm telling you, I'm loaded. Hey, listen. So
Loco's chilling.
that footage has been on the internet here lately with the Compton 1987, right? I know you watched it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That shit's cool, right?
You know
But
what?
it's like, do you know? It's like they keep saying shit in the comments about that dude was off another interview, and like later on, I guess as he got older, that's the footage of him when he was a youngster or something. I don't know. Do you know the guy they talking about? Who's off in that video?
I interviewed him. That's Bub and Tick from Compton neighborhood.
You interviewed them.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay then. So I remember them. They old, huh?
Uh, they old to you. I'll give you that. But they probably about 60.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I remember them. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I can go back and find their interview and catch that. That's cool. And that was both of them right then. That's on the.
Yeah. I don't know if Tick was in that video or not, but I interviewed them together. They brothers.
And yeah, okay.
Hey, Cute.
Yeah.
Do you know the Wilson family from 83rd and Harvard?
What was their gang names? I used to be on 83rd and Harvard. Let me get my radio right.
Kamasi looks young, man. Kamasi's in great shape. His mind is great. Kamasi, man, I don't know. Maybe next time I talk to him, I'm gonna ask him about his diet and his exercise. Because Kamasi looked like he could still sling him with the young dudes, man. Kamasi looked like a real rider, man. I mean, as far as his physique and his mental, yeah, I give Kamasi all the respect he deserves. Boogie Low, HIP Big Solo from Gospel Gangsters.
Is Gospel Gangsters like the Bible Crips?
I don't know. Might be a gospel rap group.
Oh, all right.
It might be for real.
Oh, it's for real.
No, I think so. I could be wrong, but I think
yeah,
so.
That sound like it might be right though. Yeah, Gospel Gangsters. Yeah.
I want to say they're from up north, but I'm not sure. KMS, Pam Grier, or Diane Carroll? Cutes, Pam Grier or Diane Carroll?
Diane Carroll was fine. She was the first black lady to have her own show. So Diane Carroll.
Yeah, it's a rap group.
Oh, it's a rap group?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Would they say religious music?
I believe so. I want to say they from up Northern California or Detroit.
Oh, that's cool.
But I'm not sure. They'll tell us in the comment section.
Yeah.
Because if I am mistaken, I was asked to put them in my magazine.
Yeah. They probably cool. I wouldn't mind talking to them. See why they call themselves that.
Cuse, I give you all the respect in the world for picking Diane Carroll, because if this was some fantasy life online right now, some fantasy world, you would have Diane Carroll to yourself because everybody else wants Pam Grier.
Oh, yeah. But the only reason I picked Diane Carroll is because she used to go with the dude that played the Mac. Remember Max Julius, the movie The Mac? He was dating Diane Carroll. So I met him through Miles. They were doing this movie called Bad, and we were filming it down there at that little show on Adams. No, right over there off of Crenshaw. If you look over to the left on the opposite side of the street, there used to be a theater right there, and we were making a movie in there with the Mac called The Bad. But it never jumped off the ground. He couldn't get enough money to finish it.
Was you cool with any Oakland cats or Frisco cats when you?
Oh yeah, I had a lot of up north buddies. I had man, some down ass dudes out of Oakland, you know, some real reputables out of Oakland from the 6ix9ine mob. I knew some dudes, you know, out of Oakland from the Jama. I had a lot of friends out of Oakland. Yeah.
So, Cuse, you never had to politic against the Jama, did you?
No, I never politicked against them. The only time we got into a little something was when we and Tracy with the black coat stuff. And then I was just with a small group. It didn't spill over to other ones.
Yeah.
It was just a small group.
Well, you know,
what I like about Oakland, what I like about Oakland, and Rockhead brought it more to the light. You got different fractions, and the other group don't approve what the other group was doing. I liked it the ones who didn't approve of what the other group was doing. Those were the ones that I got along with. Waisi Moo, you know, all of those dudes. Rest in peace.
I'm gonna give y'all a heads up. I'm gonna go 24 more minutes. Cutes, do you know Crazy Mike from 83rd Harvard? He been in the band over 20 years. Ravel, Janet, Derek, Third House from the corner on 83rd.
That's my best friend. Yeah, he lost his eye. He got hit with a crowbar. Yeah, that was my buddy. Yeah, he rode with me in the joint too. A good soldier. And you know what? Me and him had a foot race, and I'm pretty fucking fast. I beat football. I had the rep. The old man who could beat everybody, and Mike took my rep. He beat me. He beat me by a person and a half, and I raced him 4 times in one night. Then I changed shoes to race him. Yeah, that motherfucker can run, man. He should be getting out pretty soon, though. He got L. He stayed on the Jack in the Box side of Western. He's just so you know, I know him. He stayed on the opposite side of the street of the Jack in the Box on 83rd. He didn't stay on Rayford and them side. He stayed on the Harvard side.
He said that's his uncle. He said, "Yep, that's him."
Well, tell him he got a cool ass uncle.
He hear you.
Yeah, got a down uncle, man. People used to think he and I were brothers. He told me about some shit one night when some dudes tried to hem him up thinking they got me.
Hey, Cuse, you remember the witch stand on Overhill and Slauson?
The what?
The witch stand on Overhill and Slauson.
The witch stand. Well, what was that, like a hamburger stand or something?
Yeah, a little restaurant.
Was it back in the early 70s?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
Yes, it was deemed a landmark, but then they built Simply Wholesome right there, so I don't know what happened.
I want to give Gary a lot of credit for Gary Lane. I want to give Gary Lane for the Magnificent Seven a lot of credit for really going over there with Willis Bond and them and going over there, you know, breaking bread with the brothers in the Overhills and enlightening them about Crips and stuff, because Gary Lane really made an effort back then to always go up in there, and then Quinn and all of them. So I want to give my cousin Todd and Chucky Madison for reaching out to me to introduce me to Quinn and his brother that rest in peace.
Now, anybody that listened to this live stream tonight, what Cuse just said and what I mentioned earlier when he talked about Ricky Bell, when this song Eileen dropped, it's going to all make sense. You like that song, right, Cuse?
Yeah, that's a cool ass song, man. Yep, it depicts it depicts a lot of reality. It's cool. It talks about how I park my car and the reason I would park it that way, you know, because when the Stony Boys would come, you know, you want to get away, you know. You know, I was thinking last night, man, I was meditating, right? And I was thinking about Mad Dog and Moto. I was thinking about Took, and I was thinking about that day when we went into Lincoln and we went down Normandy and we ended up over there by Washington, right across 108th, and we parked the hoopty right up in there, and then we went up the steps, and bam, I see big ass fucking Mad Dog in there in that room in that little apartment, and we inside of there, and Monkey Man's in there, and me and Took's in there, and Took is telling me, you know, that this dude, you know, is a guy who taught him everything. This is the true leader of the Crips. And then the guy said, "Oh, you too modest, Tookie. You the leader of the Crips." So these dudes just paying each other homage. So I go over there and sit on the couch next to Monk, and he's rolling joints. He got a White Owl, a cigar box with the top flipped up, raking the seeds out of the shit. And I said, "What you doing?" And he says, "I'm getting the seeds out of this shit." I said, "Man, you should smoke the seeds." And he said, Tookie, get him, man." And then I said, "Man, let's roll the joints." And then, so we started rolling the joints and shit. And then Monk said, "Come on, man, don't make him pregnant in the middle. Roll him tighter." And I said, "Man, they ain't pregnant in the middle. These joints is perfect." And then we heard the splash light on the door. Pop, 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 pop. Monk jumps up and looked through the thing, and it's the police. As soon as he said that, shit, Took was gone. Jumped out the back window. We all jumped out. Took was basically the only one that basically got away.
Hey, Q, since your memory's so good and my memory's so bad, I want to put my memory up against yours. The Santa Barbara Plaza, you remember that?
The Santa Barbara Plaza?
Yeah, by the jungle.
Okay, let me think. I remember they used to have this dance place over there by the jungle called the Starwood or something where people would go, and it had like two levels inside.
Upstairs, yeah.
Remember that shit?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Only players went in there. So I remember one night me and Mouse went up there, and I said, "Damn, man, how did you find this place?"
I remember I told this story when I first came on live, so most people probably don't remember or never heard it, but we went to a party up there one day.
Yeah.
And the homies they was like, when this certain song come on, all the homies gonna dance. We're gonna act the fool.
Yeah.
I'm the one holding up the wall all the time.
Yeah.
So the song came on, and everybody was like, "Come on, come on." They're like, "Come on, Kev." I'm like, "Nope." They like, "We gonna fuck you up." I'm like, "We gonna get down, man." And I know I wasn't gonna win, and I know I was gonna get fucked up, but I'd rather fight all the homies and get on the dance floor and try to dance. So
how come you didn't dance? All you do is a two-step.
I ain't got no rhythm, bro.
Man,
so I said, "No, I ain't gonna make a fool of myself." And
you guys had the cool clubs over there. You guys had the other one right in back of the that night that the Harlems joined the West Side. We were up at that YMCA right over there. I guess that's how we stopped it.
Right. It was right on the next block going, whatever you would call that, going west or whatever.
Yeah, that was a good night, man. It was me, Took, Mouse. It was a bunch of us where I went up there to meet James Miller and them. And Took and James shook hands. They all went to jail that night, and we all had to take the cars home and shit.
Ain't that a trip, though? If you think about the jungles, how notorious they are,
yeah,
how they went to war with the essays, how they always kept their territory, how they grew big numbers, and then to think the Crips was all around that motherfucker.
Yeah, we would be so close all the time with them at Dorsey, at the Blueberry Hill, at the Page 4, at the YMCA. and
Plaza, the mall.
yeah, and the Fox Hill Mall. So up at the park, that park right there where Jim Brown used to.
No, not Fox Hill Mall, the Crenshaw Mall.
Oh, the Crenshaw Mall. They called it the Crenshaw Mall?
Not the one in Culver City, the one on Crenshaw and King.
Oh, they didn't have that when I was out.
No, and that was the plaza. That's why I asked you. It wasn't a mall. Back then it was a plaza. Remember J.J. Woolworth, Newberry's and Woolworth? They had Toys and Hobby. What else they had? They had the Make Company, always been there. They had Broadway. You don't remember all them stores? Q's froze, huh?
Yeah.
He fucking froze while I'm asking him a question.
He been lasting pretty good though tonight.
Oh yeah, man. Q's got history, and I know I probably missed a gang of stores in that plaza.
Yeah. Yeah.
They say you on lean, loco.
Yeah. Tired lean. That's about it. I ain't gonna never be sipping no drink.
Chili Willie's crazy. Man, I want to ask Q's one name though.
Yeah, Q, he gonna come back.
Oh, his phone probably died. That's what happened.
Yeah, my phone on 5%, nigga.
Monique, yeah, what you know about that? You don't know nothing about Golden Bird, Monique. Q's from Loco Sleep. Q's from Loco Sleep.
Q's from what?
From Loco Sleep.
Damn.
Hut said he was on a long time before he froze. Yeah, I think his battery died because he'd been on for a long time.
Shit,
Yeah,
what's on the agenda this week, man?
Man, I'm doing the same shit I've been doing for the last few weeks. I'm working on CDs, the art, the getting them arranged, getting everything done. Getting the songs done, writing lyrics, writing descriptions, networking, talking to different people. And of all people, because that's what you're doing in San Antonio tomorrow. So that's what I'm going to be doing, man. That's definitely what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure they get done before, I take off and go back. I ain't in no rush.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to be in a rush either, but I'm not going to be sitting around piling shit up. You know what I mean? When I could get to start working on shit, and it'll help me learn what I'm doing a lot faster, a lot sooner through trial and error. And
yeah.
But yeah, I didn't tell you, Loco, the homeboy Battle Cat called me yesterday.
Wow.
I hit him up, talked a little friendly shit about, he don't respond to the homie. Man, I had no idea, man. Before I could set my phone down and quit looking at the text, I pushed send on, the motherfucking phone rang. He was calling me. I was homie, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, I was bullshitting. He like, well, that you was right what you said. He like, nigga, I got time to call you, so I'm calling you. So we talked, and he talked some good shit. Told me he want to hook me up with one of his best friends to learn the music game and how to do everything right legally and all this other stuff. And, so we'll see where that go.
Yeah.
But, you know everybody in the industry from the top to the bottom.
You know it.
Work with so many people, got Grammys and, gold, all kind of shit, platinum. So,
you ain't gonna get no interview from him?
I interviewed him already.
Okay,
but it wasn't really no good ass interview. It was more he mixing on the turntables and shit. Just asked a few questions. So it really was, I was interviewing him for the magazine.
Okay,
But,
gotcha.
I never put his interview out because it never was really, to me, an authentic interview as far as being very informational.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the homeboy. You know, I like to think he's a distant homeboy, but nevertheless, like he told me, we ain't never had no falling outs, we ain't never had no arguments or no problems with each other. So shit, it is what it is. He my homeboy.
That's real tough.
Yeah, so he told me he'd do 2 songs for me, man.
Oh, that's a bet.
2 beats. He said they might not be like 100% original because of what I'm doing would not be good for what he's into. He's a businessman and he's worth a lot of money. So he'd probably give me some sample shit. He'd probably make some shit with some samples that, you know, will be more my speed because we not finna go platinum or gold or nothing like that. I can't even sell one motherfucking song. So we definitely ain't finna sell no 500,000 or 1 million copies. But it'd be nice to get there one day.
Well, I'll tell you what, we need to talk and make sure you don't write this down, bro, for me. Like, just jot this down real quick, this note that later on we need to talk about that very thing.
That's it?
About what you just got through talking about.
Gotcha.
About the monetary.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause these motherfuckers finna die on me, my nigga.
I know it is. I'm gonna get out of here anyway. So you go on, man. Enjoy yourself. Make sure y'all send me the session tomorrow, bro. I need the whole session.
That's a guarantee. I'll be here. Shit, I'll get it done.
All right. Appreciate you, bro. I'll see
All right,
you.
bro.
All right. Yeah. We got some good stuff in the works, and I'm not selling kevmacvideos short because, like I've been saying, it's some fire. It's gonna be some fire shit with some of the names of some of the guests that have been on here. If you've been watching kevmacvideo live streams, so that's the clue to who may be on here, and it may do good, but I'm so hard on myself and I'm so hard on my support because me and old girl was looking at the live. I mean, how many people streamed it, how many people viewed it, how many people bought it, and it's embarrassing. It's like, it's so embarrassing, dude. Like, y'all not even listening to the stuff. Y'all not even searching for it on iTunes or none of those platforms. It's like, it's so embarrassing, but it's gonna get better because some of these names that's on there is gonna get more people interested and more people is gonna hear about it and advertise it once they come out on the platform Mixtape. So I'm not worried about it. There's no reason to worry about it. And the good thing about it is it can't get no worse than it already is. It can't get no worse. So that's the good thing about it. So it's something I just want to put out and try to help unknown artists and help some of the older guys get back cracking and help out King Real and Fitzgerald as much as I can. And I believe in them and I believe in my project. So no, it's fun. It's fun. It's a passion and it's trying to help some other people. So I can't be mad at that because I'm doing the right thing. I'm trying to help other people. And also, like I said, my motive behind it is to get the name out there more, kevmacvideos out there more, open it up more because music has a bigger audience than gang history. And so maybe more people want to come give history, or maybe somebody want to get me on a higher platform or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Plus, music is always something good to listen to. Even if y'all don't listen to it, if y'all don't want to go listen to it or pay 99 cents, I'll listen to it. I'll be bumping that shit. You can believe that. I'm damn sure going to be bumping that shit. So That's the good thing about, especially the stories about my life story. Why would I not listen to my life stories that King Real spitting? So most certainly I'm gonna use it, and if I'm lucky, if I get lucky, I'll use some of King Real stuff on soundtracks in the movie. So because I'm working on my movie, so we'll be able to use King Real stuff on the soundtrack. Cutes. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of
Yeah,
here.
my shit. I'm sorry, my phone had went dead on you, homie.
Yeah. I'm gonna get out of here in 6 minutes though, unless we
All
just
right.
unless we just have some amazing topic that I'll go a little longer. Aviator Supreme said, I'm confused as to why KMV doesn't have more subscribers. My son and his friends are tuned in. All my homies are. Different people that I talk to are tuned in. Same here, bro. I promise to God, there's so many people telling me about kevmacvideos. I kind of think YouTube is hiding some of the numbers. I think YouTube is also blocking some people from watching, I think. And then, from day one, I already said it's people in their closet, peeking out the closet door, don't want me to know they watching, don't want their homeboys to know they watching. So they scared to subscribe because I'm going to get a notification with their name or their account. And they just don't want to do it. They don't want to support Kev Mac because you got to remember, Kev Mac's a racist. Kev Mac is got a Crip channel. Kev Mac don't fuck with Bloods. Kev Mac don't fuck with essays. Kev Mac don't interview Hoovers. You got to remember all that stuff, all this propaganda that they put out there against me. So you got to remember that. When some people hear this propaganda, they believe it, they run and tell a friend. So, of course, they're not going to subscribe to kevmacvideos, bro. And then remember those conspiracy people that was talking about my homeboy's death. They hate it too, and they caused me to lose like 600 subscribers. So you got to remember, the female and the male that was on YouTube hating on me cost me some subscribers as well, and those videos are still up. So I ain't no telling how many people are watching those conspiracy channels and just don't want to be a part of kevmacvideos, bro.
Yeah, but they losing out. They losing out by listening to some people who have ulterior motive, who's trying to poison their mind to get someone that they haven't really met. And like, I ran with Hoovers, so I know you don't dislike Hoovers. I mean, true enough, the 60s and the Hoovers, they fought each other. Okay, that's a reality. So reality is reality. But the Dinka Crips, their first allies were the 7-4 Hoover Crips. Mm-hmm. So, and the 60s and the 8 Trays, they were allies before they start fighting. So all of these things were once woven together. The Bloods was even had their Crip connection. The Pirus with some of their early members. So all the conflict and all the things that existed between the fractions, you got to realize our purpose as G's is to let the youngsters know that, hey, man, some of this shit is senseless, and you guys shouldn't, keep it going at a level of violence that you got it going in. Now, I know that your beefs are new, and your conflict is new to you, and it's just as important to you as my conflicts were to me. All right, I understand that. But on kevmacvideos, what we're trying to do is tell you that there's a better choice. You don't have to just throw your hand down and leave your family for the rest of your life and see your mama for the last time when you walk out the front door, or make another kid don't come back through the front door. We just want you to see the reality of the shit, because you're just doing shit impulsively and it's coming with dire consequences. We just want you to open your eyes, take the blinders off, pump the brakes, be down. Nobody's telling you to be a buster, but we're just telling you, you don't got to be so extreme when you have a conflict. You don't got to kill the next man. Have a fight if all else fails. Just slow it down, man, because when you go to prison, you go to the county jail, you're going to detox off your drugs, and it ain't going to be like no movie. It ain't going to be over in no to marinate in your own sauce, and you're going to realize you could have handled that conflict a lot differently if you would have gave yourself a little time to think about it. You know, that's all we're trying to do. So if you don't like our podcasts, you don't like our live streams, you don't like our show, then that's on you. But I tell you what, we ain't gonna have no dropouts on here. We're not gonna talk about people who done passed away in a negative way. You come on here, you're gonna say something good about people. If you come on here to try to start a fight or instigate some bullshit, it ain't even gonna be aired. You could go to one of them other shows that's trying to get you indicted, because that's what you guys like. You guys like them shows where the dude is just telling all the stories about the Mexicans, making them seem like animals and monsters, not saying nothing good about none of them, but yeah, he's supposed to have been running with them. But their family's got to hear that shit. If a family member cut on this show, they're going to hear something good about their baby, about their son. We're not going to talk bad about him.
Right. It's about keeping the legacy and the history alive, man.
Yeah.
I mean, coming from my standpoint, I hate to think that everybody banged for no reason. You know, it may not have been a good reason, but we all thought it was a good reason individually. That's why we did it. Except for the busters that got forced to gang bang. But yeah, man, we looked up to y'all, and y'all looked up to Munson and Bird and them. And so all this stuff gets handed down generation to generation. And with all of us trying to spread positive stuff now, hopefully we're going to start breeding a bunch of positive generations.
Well, when Munson came home from the pen in '74, he tried to reason with Took and me. He talked logic to us. He tried to tell us, don't follow in his footsteps, too. He tried to tell us we don't want to go where he been. He tried to talk to us, man. But we wasn't ready to receive it, you know? And that's how youngsters are. Sometimes they're not ready to receive a positive message from a positive person who started out on the wrong track. And whose loss is that? That wasn't Munson's loss. That was my individual loss. That was Stanley's individual loss. We should have listened to him when he came home from the pen talking to us. You know, we think we know it all, but we didn't know it all. So you guys should listen to me. You should listen to people who come on the show who's telling y'all to chill a little, man. And we not racist, because I advocate for all the races. I advocate for the ABs. I advocate for the Mexican Mafia. I advocate for the BGS. I advocate for the skinheads, MS-13. I advocate for everybody. I want all y'all to get out of the joint. I don't want none of y'all to drop out. I want you all to come out here and be with your families, because I know you're not monsters. And I know you make mistakes like everybody else. You should receive a punishment, and it shouldn't be for the rest of your natural life, because you grow and you mature. And the things that perplexed you when you were younger, now you understand you could have handled the shit differently. So once you understand shit differently, you're fit back into society, man. They shouldn't throw the key away on you. You got a brain inside of your head. You're not an animal. I don't care how many tattoos you got on your body. That's on the outside of you. Can't change that. Can't judge you by that.
Right. Well, I'm going to go, Cuse. Thanks for checking in and speaking on Bobalouie and sharing some of your other stories. I'll give you the last word, but I want to say this before you close out, is that some of the singles, well, all of the singles that have been released so far can be purchased on iTunes or CD Baby. The actual physical copies of the mixtapes and Pay Homage, those will be available on my store, on the KMV Clothing link, but they're not out. And they're not ready yet. So right now, there's a few singles that you could cop. And also King Real has a DVD out. I don't have no parts to do with that, but I'm trying to get King Real on, and he's looking for support. But kevmacvideos on iTunes or CD Baby and Amazon. I'm not sure. Yeah, and Amazon. Yeah, Amazon as well. Amazon Music. Good looking out, OG Steve. Amazon Music. All right, go ahead, Cutes. Oh, Cutes froze. Well, I'm gonna have the mixtape CDs and pay homage. Pay homage is like telling my life story, the stuff that I learned at the hood and what I went through in the hood. Those physical copies will be available through me only through the KMV Clothing website link. But the singles, and it will be available for download. If you just want to download it, you can purchase it on iTunes or CD Baby, Amazon Music. But I'm gonna have actual physical copies in case you want the pictures on the CD or add them to your collection and stuff like that. I'm out of here, y'all. Thanks for checking in. Good looking out super chats. Good questions from you guys tonight. Real good show. Appreciate you guys. Prayers out to AC Bobalouie. He's in very, very, very bad spot right now. Good looking out, Black Warrior Spirit, Urban Gorilla, Jay Savage, Monique Hill, as always, Hutch, Urban Gorilla, everybody. Urban Gorilla said it's on Spotify right now, too. Peace. Asiatic Supreme, as always, peace.